And I counted too early, and we're live! Welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my sensual friend, Chris.
Good evening.
My Facebook friend, Justin. And my thumbs-up giving friend, Mycl. Well, now hey! And welcome back, everybody. We are back for Game 4 of the role-playing series, The End of the World. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. Give yourselves a big round of applause. I don't have my effects queued up, so I would do it normally this time. Oh, there we go. Oh. There we go! Thank you all so much for being here with us. We are excited to crack open this new book. I got it right here beside me. I paid top dollar for this. This just came out last week. That's it. The End of the World. Oh, shit. I got ripped. We've already played this one. I was so disappointed when I opened the box and found it. But realistically, oh, you know what? It changes color under light. It's totally fine now. It's just, as an OCD person myself, and I don't really have it, but I love this. I got to give a big shout out to Fantasy Flight Games. There's nothing more satisfying when you have books on a shelf that line up this beautifully. And the best part is, I was going through them, and there's this really funny page at the beginning of The End of the World Zombie Apocalypse of these guys playing the game. See, this is me. That female right there is Justin. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, the big guy is me. That's why you were laughing. No. But the cool thing was, I opened up the beginning of the new book, and wouldn't you know it, you got the same picture, except in the background there, you might notice, you got these Cthulhu-esque monsters taking over. And the only other thing I noticed that was different is here. This picture in the top corner is like an elder sign, which I thought was really cool.
That's cool.
So, as an OCD guy myself, I love the fact that Fantasy Flight does those little things to kind of continue the series. So that's a quick little detour from our normal roll call. But welcome back to the Invictus stream. We are playing The End of the World tonight. First off, as always, this is an 18-plus show. Justin, tell us what an 18-plus show means.
Oh, it means that we're going to be talking about a variety of topics that may be difficult to listen to, and we might also say vulgar words like buttocks.
Okay, buttocks is not one of the words that we're going to be calling vulgar. Because if we
go
start
easy, Harlan. Go easy.
Vulgar, then
go easy.
We'll be rated X. But this is an 18-plus show. So if you feel that you don't have what it takes to keep that maturity level up, you can close the window, just like the video first. And on that note, if you're watching this in the YouTube video, give us a little thumbs up. It helps us. It tells us that we're doing a good job. It makes Mike feel like a real man. And my only job in life is to make Mike feel like a real man. So give us a like. Follow us on Twitter, and most importantly, join us on our Facebook group page. It's listed in the description of this video. And on the Facebook group, you're going to find all the really cool people that we hang out with. You're going to see all the cool pictures that they post. You're going to see all the behind-the-scenes footage when we shot that underwater tank scene with Ed Harris as he was screaming at his wife, and how we did all that really cool special effects when the alien comes through the water and makes that face reflecting in the thing. It was really awesome working with James Cameron. And you're going to learn all about behind the scenes of the Invictus stream and how we filmed the movie The Abyss if you join our Facebook group. Minus all the Abyss shit, because we didn't do anything. Obviously. I don't think, well, three of us weren't born when The Abyss was being made. So, thank you all for being here, 18+, and like our videos. First, I want to do a quick shout out to a huge MVP this week, and as you viewers will know, the MVP is the most valuable post. It's the post that just outshines every other post that is put on our Facebook group page throughout the week. And without a doubt, I don't even think I have to say that Aisha blew this one out of the water. MVP was created for people like Aisha and the amount of content that she did. And for people who have not seen it, go check it. I'm going to be posting those videos. They're on our YouTube. She graciously sent them to us, and I credit her as well. But they're on our YouTube channel if you want to watch them as well. But Aisha basically took this kind of best of sports reel of our best roles and our best failures, as well as a separate 8-minute video, which was just a little bit of an introduction to all of us and some of the hilarious stuff that we do and say. So a huge, huge thank you to Aisha for doing all that. And normally, MVP rewards 3 experience points, but we talked about it. And because she posted 3 fantastic videos, we are giving you 3 for each fantastic video, meaning that your total is up to 9. Because I know as an editor, a passive editor, how long it takes to do that kind of stuff. And the Call of Cthulhu trailer she did as well was also fantastic. Sorry, there were 3 videos. I should have mentioned the Call of Cthulhu one as well. So, MVP, Aisha, by a landslide. Thank you so much, Aisha. And Bob, I'm sure you were there helping. I hope you were there helping. Just saying, yeah, pick that picture of Harlan because he kind of looks like this in it. And picture that one of Chris because his hair is still long.
My hair changed a lot throughout. You guys need to change your style. Mine changed.
In all fairness, I change my style per game. I go like this.
Back and forth, back and forth.
And actually, I'm going to say if you watch the videos, mine changes quite a bit.
Yeah, there was one part of me and you both had bald heads together.
And
yes.
me too. Sometimes I'm wearing a hat, and sometimes I'm not wearing a hat.
It's kind of true, but most of the time he is wearing a hat. So, again, this is the end of the world. The thing I'm excited about this game so much is we played it before, so the people who have seen before kind of know how we play and our style of playing. It's very narrative. We follow the rules, but not too much.
Except for when they get inconvenient.
Yeah, if they get inconvenient, then forget it. The rules go out the window. But so the thing I'm really excited about this game is, besides the fact that it's brand new, is that it's going to offer a little bit of a new experience to what you might have seen in the zombie role-playing game before. Because the gods are kind of a lot of... well, they're bigger. You know, they're physically bigger. And not unlike a lot of religions, it has diversity within its pages. Now, of course, on that note, our goal is never to offend. If we offend, but our goal is not to offend. There's no malicious, there's no reasoning behind it. We don't want to hurt you. But if you are sensitive to the gods and you do not like them being shown in this wrathful light, then find a new god. No, I'm kidding. Then you can close the video and we understand as well. So, Wrath of the Gods just came out last week. Really excited to play it, and we're not too far off from doing it. Do you guys have anything to add before I'm going to go quickly over the dice rolling mechanics, and then we're going to go straight into the game? Any questions you have for me, like how my week was?
No. Not from me.
Is there something that happened that we should be aware of?
Well, our Slammo friend Alex did get married on Saturday.
What?
So, I know, that was a big one.
So
Alex
that is an excuse not to be here?
I know, that's what I was saying. Honeymoon?
Week.
Who gives a shit?
How
No,
long have you known her?
Alex did get married on Saturday, and actually I posted on the Facebook group on his wedding day, and I said, a big slammo to our friend Alex, and it was funny. It was almost like I posted a picture of Dead Poets Society, where they're standing up on the tables, because everyone underneath commented, Slammo, and I just got this image of like Spartan and Kirk Douglas standing up and being like, I am Spartacus, and everyone's kind of saying their solidarity for Slammo. So, Alex, if you watch this afterwards, which you freaking better, we miss you, and it's just not the same Slammo without you. This is where I would do an O, but we only have this ominous sound. Need to fix that. So, other than that, nothing really happened during the week. I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't have anything on your chest that you wanted to call out, anyone that you wanted to thank on this stream that you might have noticed. That's a big no. These guys are dead in the water tonight. Let's get the energy up, people. Let's start using some more applauses. This is going to be exciting. I have a fantastic story written for you guys where you are definitely going to be eaten by Cthulhu.
I can't wait.
I'm not going to be.
No, you're going to be eaten. Well, maybe not eaten, but you're going to be consumed, and then you're going to die in a pit.
I want to be like a Call of Cthulhu suppository.
Yeah, that's the one. So go up his bum.
Where you go?
Or you'll just stay there.
I would like to say that I'm not playing solo tonight. I actually brought a few friends.
Ooh!
Oh, hey!
Doggies. This is Taffy, everybody.
It's Laura.
Hi, Tappy.
Laura, come say hi. Come say hi. Come up. All right. So this is Laura.
Hi,
Oh,
Laura.
They're gonna be playing, and they're hopefully gonna save my life at some point in the game tonight.
All right, so we'll work them in. Let me write them down. Taffy and Laurel.
Laurel.
At least we'll
Laurel.
have food for the end of the world.
What kind of name is Laura for a dog?
It comes to you when you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Taffy
Cat
doesn't.
should be called, like mittens or boots or something. Okay, so good. I wanted to say really quick before we jump right into the game, I wanted to go over the dice rolling mechanics. And this is not just for the viewers who are first to pick up this game. This is also for us because we forget. We play a lot of different games here on the Invictus stream. We often forget the mechanics. So to remind these guys and to save them the embarrassment of asking halfway through, this is how the mechanics work. I'm going to tell these guys to roll a number of positive die, depending on the task difficulty and the task at hand and whether they have experience doing it. So, for instance, it's always going to be one die, 1d6. Ooh, that's a bad roll. You want to get under. It's always going to be 1d6 straight off the bat for doing the task. You're going to get an additional die for every time you want to, or you have a skill or maybe an advantage to you. Mike's holding up his fingers.
Because we got one. Now we got the other one.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were, like, asking a question.
I'm doing for visual learners.
Perfect. I'm a visual learner
You
myself.
got your one, then your other one.
So you have your one.
Sometimes I go, two.
Whoa! And then, so if you have an advantage such as, like, you might be nimble and you're trying to pick a lock, I would give you an extra die, so you could roll another one. So however many I pick, usually it's maximum of 3 or 4. So after which point, I'm going to then tell the players, okay, so those are your positive die. Now roll your negative die, and they're going to roll, again, as many as I feel, just whatever I feel like it, the difficulty is going to be. So in any case, it could be 2, 3, or 12. So in this case, we're going to pick 12. And there we go. So this is a difficulty of 12. So what this means is they're dead immediately. No, most of the time it's going to be 4. So it's going to be 2 positive and maybe 1 or 2 negative. So it looks something like this. You want to get your positive die under your skill, or the appropriate skill that you're trying to roll under. So for example, because it's easier than pulling it up, I'm going to show you Mike's sheet. Here under dexterity, you'll see a 3 is circled. Kind of out of focus, but it is. You got to trust me. So if he is rolling a physical trait, he needs to make sure that his positive dice get under 3. Unfortunately, if this was Mike and he was doing a physical trait, he would not succeed. He would have 2 of those that do not get under 3, as well as the other 2 negative die, which are here, the 2s. They were not negated by any of the positive die, therefore they remain. So this would be a failure, and he would have 2 stresses. So this would be a very bad roll, Mike. So let's go ahead and check that off your sheet, because we're going to count it as real.
Bastard!
Even in training, life is tough. No, other than that, the game is pretty simple to pick up. There are traumas and stresses. We rarely go into traumas, because most of the time the game ends or they die before such time. So that just happens. The other thing to be wary about this game, if you have not seen it before, if this is the first time watching, is that this game you play yourself. Chris will be playing the lovely Chris in this game.
Hardest character master. Like
Justin will be playing the one and only Justin James, buck naked. Mycl will be playing Mycl Barber, the fleer of gods.
Let's get messy and make mistakes!
Get messy and make mistakes. And a round of applause for me, because I don't want to be left out. As with everybody, as everyone knows, if you are with the Facebook group, there is a post right there that Jarrett Coombs, aka Mycl Barber, has posted. Comment under it to get your XP and enjoy the show. And without further ado, we are ready to start. But Chris wants something to say. Go ahead, Chris. Say what you got to say.
I'm thirsty. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name is Harlan, and as always, I am here with my friend Justin, my sexy friend Chris,
Good evening, everyone.
my sexy friend Michael,
Let's get more messy and make more mistakes!
and as you know, we are on Game 11 of our Dragon Age campaign, but unfortunately we need to call it quits tonight. It was originally scheduled, but instead, these three jerks decided that they're going to plan a camping trick. I don't know why, but that's just what they do. So you can apologize to the beautiful viewers, but it's not a big deal because we've been having some power outages lately, and honestly, I kind of thought that this would stop halfway through. So thank you all for coming. We are so sorry that we could not complete the game tonight, but next Wednesday we will be here for Dragon Age Part 11, The Return of Penth and Grinner, making love. So, Chris, Justin, and Michael have decided that with the summer days looking increasingly more beautiful and warm, that a bit of wanderlust within themselves has bubbled up. And the three of them decided, after careful deliberation and a good bout of decision-making, to rent a campsite up north, northern Ontario, the beautiful north. They decided to rent two canoes. This might be familiar for you guys, and take a portage trip up through some of the beautiful lakes. So,
Why is Harlan coming with us?
honestly, I don't know. I asked him myself, but he was just he didn't want to go. So that's weird. Playing myself as well as he didn't. I didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. I'm fat and lazy. So on a Friday afternoon after work, the three of you drive up to Silent Lake Provincial Park on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Redundant. Stopping at the McDonald's on the way up on the 115. The drive is pleasant enough, though populated with a fair number of people leaving the city for the weekend. Eventually, the over 2-hour drive ends, and you guys are standing on the edge of a beautiful lake. Now, it's probably around 5 o'clock now, and you purposely did this because you didn't want to be doing a lot of the portaging in the summer sun, because if you don't know, we have probably had the absolute hottest summer we have had up here in Ontario. In fact, today was the hottest day we have had in the southern Toronto, or the southern Ontario area.
Yeah, still hot. Still
It is ridiculously hot. You can see the sweat beating off Justin. So, you guys unload the van, you pick up your canoes, you put them in the water, and you start paddling. Now, there's three of you, so who takes the single canoe?
I think Michael. You're probably the strongest paddler out of all of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I would probably end up taking
I know. We should.
I honestly, I think, I would think Chris would probably be a very strong paddler.
You know what would make the most sense is we would take the bags and everything we would put in the one canoe, or we would make sure if he's alone he has less bags, as it'd be easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's true, I do have a lot of baggage.
Too much baggage.
Too much.
Perfect, so that makes sense. So then who's going to... So you're going to put most of the baggage in the one canoe, and Michael's going to take it?
No, he's going to be...
No, I'll take the one with the less baggage.
Oh.
But we make sure it balances out because...
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you take the one with the less baggage
Yeah.
to equal your weight. And Chris and Justin continue all their nice little conversations in their own canoe. Having all these really cute inside jokes, and they kind of giggle and point over at you, and they kind of say,
No. Look at the way Mike's paddling.
sweet girl. Okay,
Really?
so...
Is that really a J stroke? Because it looks more like, you know, a soft D.
So you...
Lowercase D stroke.
So you guys headed on the water. Again, beautiful, and now with it being about 6 o'clock, it is the summer, so the hours are longer, but you can already see a little bit of that moon glistening off the water, and it's still and calm, and it's quite an easy paddle, and you guys can hear each other as you're going through it. What? Moons happen, Chris. Don't look like that. Oh, am I frozen?
No.
You're frozen.
I can hear you. I just didn't have nothing to say to you.
Oh, okay. Justin's face was so convincing like this. I thought he was frozen. So let's give Michael. Give me a roll for a little bit of perception, and what we're going to do to do perception in this game will be a mental roll, and we'll do logic. Yeah.
6 o'clock and the moon's out.
So,
You know what? What I mean is like the moon is there. You can see it through the sky. Okay. I don't know. I can figure it out. Why'd you roll 3 times?
I don't know. How many did you ask me to roll?
Just one. No
Oh,
challenge.
All right. I don't know.
Just before we get too far, did we bring my mom's dogs, or did we leave them at home?
I don't know. Did you want to?
I probably wouldn't bring Taffy. I wouldn't bring the little one. I might bring Laura, but no, I feel like...
Depends on if we're like hunting for bear and we need some bait. Something we can just dangle from a tree.
No. Yes, because the dog could go and catch a rabbit or something, and we could use that as bait, right, Michael?
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Honestly, if you guys think you'd bring it, I have no problem with it.
You know what? No, I don't think that I would. I think that I'd probably leave them back at home because why would I be looking after them?
That's true.
Meanwhile, while we're canoeing out, I would have a line in so I could be fishing, because you might as well.
Typical you.
Yeah.
Trying to get work done and fishing. Okay, fine. You catch nothing. So you do a roll. And again, the 3 of you wanted to get this campsite. Again, for a little bit of a weekend bonding, some man stuff. You have 3 portages. The last one being about 1 kilometer long, and it is hot and it is strenuous. So I'm taking real life experience from this one, though it won't end up the same. Don't worry. So yeah, okay. So you're trolling while you're canoeing through the water. And
what's my perception doing?
Your perception's great. So you succeed. So as you're going around or going along, sorry, you're behind them. Again, just letting Chris.
Always, yep.
Well, he's navigating.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes sense.
So you notice that the sky is already getting quite dark and unusual for this time. But it's also dark in a different way. It doesn't seem like it's the natural progression of time, but rather that that rolling black clouds are sort of encumbering the sky, so to speak.
So I will shout out to those guys and just say we might be in for a bit of a storm. It does happen up north quite a lot where you get like really sudden storms where it's really sunny 1 minute and then all of a sudden you can't see 3 feet in front of you because of the rain coming down. So I would suggest we get really, really close to shore. If not, take a look. Let's see what we think about this. So I'll paddle up next to them.
Okay. And what do you guys think when he says that to you?
I don't want to be in the middle of the lake while we're... Yeah, because all our stuff is going to get wet, so we need to find shelter before it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and as you're going along, you do see that you're surrounded by, a large landmass on your right side, dotted islands. So you you guess that if you had to go over to the shore, you could, pitch up your tents for the night. Obviously, no one's going to come around and say, hey, you can't stay here because you're doing it for shelter from a storm. Mm-hmm. So you're not exactly worried about it. But after a little while, maybe about an hour and a bit of canoeing, you come across the first portage. So you guys get out and you drag up your stuff, and who takes the first canoe?
Me and Chris.
Yeah.
Together, and then one of us will come back and help the other guy, and whoever isn't carrying a canoe will grab stuff.
Okay. So the 3 of you kind of make your way going through, and as you do, this is one of the shorter portages, or sorry, the medium length, I should say. As you're going through, you do hear the woods. Very typical, but they seem louder than you have had them before, especially for this time of night where it's normally settling, the heat of the day is starting to calm. It begins feeling as if the woods are getting restless. You hear coos and chirps. Kind of in a almost excited fashion, you guys recognize this and share it, because this wouldn't be something that you'd be afraid of.
Well, it's actually a little weird because a lot of times as it's getting ready to storm, all the animals actually get quieter because they're burrowing in.
So, and on that note, you do look up at the sky and you do still see that now most of the sky is kind of covered in this darkness that's kind of rolled over the sky. However, there's still no real sign of a storm, just the darkness. Now, typically when you see the clouds rolling, you guys kind of, you would hear thunder or maybe see light in the distance, but none of that.
I try to think of the forecast on the way up. We would have listened to the radio Did it say anything about a storm?
Let's
We would have
roll
gone
something.
We would have gone out if it was saying thunder and lightning.
That makes more sense. So yes, regardless of roll, no, the forecast actually called for this to be a fantastic weekend. Partially because of that, you guys didn't pack a lot of rain gear because there was absolutely 0% chance of rain of any kind. So you guys don't have rain gear. Unless you want to argue that you would anyway.
We would have tarps at least.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'd have tarps.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I typically
Poncho.
when I go camping, I wouldn't have rain gear for myself other than like for my equipment. But for
Okay.
myself, it would be like bathing suit and.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't
Yeah,
care,
you,
right?
you definitely have bathing suits and things like that. Yeah, I more mean like if you knew you was calling for storm, you would. If it knew you was calling for storms, you would bring other things, galoshes and shit.
I would have a poncho. I have this little baggy poncho that I bring with me every trip, and I've never used it.
And your survival kit.
Yep, I have a condom about yay big too.
Yeah.
When it's folded.
Yeah,
I bring every camping trip as well.
Yeah,
No,
just a
I
Magnum,
fold it.
just roll it over yourself.
It's a full
Pop
body
it on the top.
condom, okay?
The one that he loads like
safe
this.
sex. Yeah, I practice safe sex, guys. Full body. Okay, so fair enough. Hey, you say you would bring it. I say you're lying, but we'll say you bring it because why not? No, I'm kidding. You would bring it.
Yeah, so we have a decision to make at this point because how far is it to a campsite? Is it worth risking it and paddling it, just get there? Or do we say it's not worth it, we should set up camp, some sort of shelter here and wait out the storm?
Well, are there any campsites nearby?
Like it's not going to storm, though. We get the impression it's not going to rain.
Every bit of you says that it probably should rain, but none, and I mean none, of the typical signs of rain and thunder are appearing on the horizon. You're looking all in directions, and now, again, as you're kind of on the far side of the portage, you're looking back and you're looking all around, and you kind of just see almost like a tarp is being rolled out over grass or something like that. The blackness of the sky is just being rolled over.
Huh. Well, I say we get there.
Almost like an
weird.
eclipse, except that it's also blocking out the sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really weird and it freaks me out a little.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm sure like we've all been to Algonquin and canoeing in pretty severe weather. It's not something you want to do, but I think if we've only got that far to go, if we stick close to shore, it'll take us longer than cutting through the lake.
My thinking, Michael, is that if the weather forecast didn't predict this, then those clouds are moving pretty fast, which means that there's a lot of wind, which would mean that the waves would get pretty intense.
Right? Yep.
So I think, is there
Well,
any
look,
way?
the lakes are still. There's nothing. There's not even a wave.
That's why I'm
So-
saying, like, why don't we just go and stick really close to shore? Like,
We only have a few kilometers. We can make it there in 20 minutes. Let's just paddle hard and get there.
If we get
That's the Chris mentality.
If we get any freak lightning, I mean, like, what are these boats made of? Aluminum or
We're
Kevlar?
gonna hear the thunder.
They're the most conductive metal known to man.
I actually hand carved mine
Oh my God!
out of balsa.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never safe to be.
from Africa. It's a baobab canoe. They don't have many of those. It would be.
We rented an African canoe. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Is that?
It's rare, but I have one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you guys just want to plow there, then that's fine. Is there? I'd take a look around just to see if there are any campsites nearby, open campsites that we could just duck onto. Because I mean, why would we go all the way to our campsite? It's going to be no better.
Yeah, why don't we see if there's a campsite that there's got to be one on basically every lake if we're portaging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you paid for it. Now, I do want to point out that while you've noticed the sky darkening, it is not any darker, per se, than you would have experienced during the fall of night. Really, the only reason you kind of noticed it come on in the way it did is because Mike made a perception check that noticed the way it was kind of rolling out. But at this point, while it's about an hour early, it's about 7 o'clock, and the odd nature of the way it's done is a little off-putting. There's nothing different about the fact that it's just darker now.
Yeah, if I'm feeling uneasy, I'm thinking, even though the water's calm, again, it might be worthwhile just seeing what we can do to hang out here for the day.
What happened
I mean,
to
we've got-
the door?
What's that?
He's just flip-flopping on me. He's waffling.
I am. Because again, I'm like.
Yeah, it's safe. If we're talking about safety, absolutely. If there's any doubt in our minds, let's just make camp here.
Looking around, let's all look around for a campsite. I say, because they are marked. They have the little campsite.
Yeah, and again,
I was gonna say, do we even need a campsite?
Yeah.
If we're just doing shelter, we can set up the tent where we are as long as we can secure it.
Both of those are correct. You can see plenty of places to camp. I mean, this is the woods. We're Canadian. You literally could be like, fuck it, I'm sitting here, and you just find enough space, clear some twigs, and you put your tent down. A place to stay and camp is not an issue, no matter where you are. Even the open lake, like Chris mentioned, you guys realize that you can cut the side pretty much easily enough without even shaving too much time off of your trip across to the next portage.
All right. Well, yeah. Why don't we go and try to get as close to it as possible, and then once the first sign of thunder, we bank off and pitch a camp.
I do like pinching a tent with you.
I was just gonna say, get boners.
Yes.
Use the correct terminology, guys.
Exactly. I'm gonna save my boner for when we're on land. Thank you very much.
Okay. And while Chris is in here, let's keep going.
And I'm sure Chris would agree with that.
So you throw Chris overboard. He falls about a mile down to. Oh shit! Sorry, Chris, you're dead.
What happens?
So,
leave for 1
the
second.
Canadians in the Canadian wilderness decide to push on a little bit. Chris, you're all good with that, yeah?
And first sign of thunder. First sign of thunder, Chris.
First
Or
sound
lightning in the
we
distance.
move,
Whatever.
We get to shore.
Either way, thunderbolts or lightning, they're very, very frightening.
Frightening. Mamma mia. Mamma
Galileo.
mia. Oh, right, sorry. Good thing I'm paying attention. What part are we on?
So you guys are back in your canoes. And again, you're watching the sky, now very oddly fearful of it. The sky is falling. And it begins to fall. No, but you keep going, and you're hugging the thing. And keeping an ear. And every once in a while, someone splashes a little too loud, and Chris snaps at them. Stop! Shh! We're trying to listen for thunder. And you guys make it to the other
I'm not
portage.
scared. I just want to hear it. I'm not scared.
Stop breathing in my ear! Oh, it's just me. Never mind.
A manly stuff.
So you guys make it to the other portage. And this is the shortest one. So it went medium short, and the longest one is saved for last, because that's the one you'll die at. And you decide to pull up your canoes and get out. And you heard nothing. No thunder, you saw no lightning, and the sky is now dark as if it was night. However, you see no stars. Should I have said that? Or maybe I should have made you roll for that. But I would say because you've been watching the sky.
It actually would be really easy to notice because there's no ambient light.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that.
You don't have to say there's no ambient light.
No.
Because that's why a lot of times you can't see the stars in the city because you got too much ambient light.
Agreed.
Light pollution.
Light pollution, yes.
Agreed. But you can't see the stars. We'll go that far.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
It
Harlan,
must be really cloudy.
Yeah, there must be like some dark clouds. It's weird.
with all the Neil deGrasse Tyson podcasts I've been listening to, I would notice that there were.
Fair enough.
This whole time we would be talking our ear off. Well, that's
more
all over
importantly,
there, gentlemen.
But more importantly, you tell everybody there that it's because you listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. You go, hey guys.
I would.
But
say,
it's because
guys.
Neil deGrasse Tyson I listen to.
Exactly.
So I
stars
asked to
in the
change
sky.
canoes. I asked to be in Mike's canoe just to be away from Justin because
Good.
he's talking about the
Like,
stars.
Hey,
That,
he's a convert. Hey man, you want some Neil deGrasse Tyson? I got you.
My plan is coming to fruition. Yes, Chris, take the other canoe. Take it.
Have you heard the word of Neil? Perfect. Okay, so you switch into the bulletproof submarine tank canoe and leave Justin in the flimsy plastic one. Perfect.
Yeah.
And you guys start your portage. And who goes first, second, third? Let's figure out the...
all right. I think Mike can carry a canoe by himself. I've seen him do it. I think
It's
he
true.
would.
It's true. Yeah.
He's got the girth.
So me and Justin would have the one and maybe try to strap on an extra backpack or something, and I think Mike would lead the way with the canoe, the one canoe.
Okay, so you try to do it all in one go.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to roll? I only need one roll, and I want a strength roll. Whoever has the highest can do it. And this will just be a test, like the grocery bags coming in from the car, if you guys could do it all in one go.
Oh, I could.
Well, let's roll.
Yeah,
I
we don't
only
even
want
need to roll.
one person to roll.
Yeah. I have a 3 for physical vitality.
Well, you're
and
not really selling it if you said you would do it, but you only have a 3.
Well, it's a high 3.
Yeah.
So you're going to do it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got a 3. What do you have, Justin?
I've got a 2. I'm not very strong.
So Justin rolls?
No, Chris. Go ahead, Chris, because you are.
I roll in 1? I'm rolling 1.
All right,
Huzzah!
show us your boner. So, that's the positive die. Now
I have
let's
to roll.
No, I'm just kidding. No, perfect. So, like the grocery bag carrying husband walking down the stairs, you decide to do it all in one go. So, you guys plop your stuff all down, but you need a breather. Though it is short, you need to rest for a minute.
Okay.
Woo!
So I sit
It is
down,
hot still.
and
It is very hot.
I'm still a little peeved about the last interaction, and I say, Meta, Chris, I don't think your character wouldn't want to hear about Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And I'm gonna argue on
For the
Justin's
viewers, I
side
want
for
to be
this.
cool. And the truth is, I'd be like,
Chris would.
Justin, tell me more.
Yeah,
In real life, I would like hang on to every word. I'd be like, shh, Justin's talking.
As would Mike. In real life, this would be so much more unrealistic because you guys would be like working together. You'd be like, yeah, that's really interesting. It's only when you role play yourselves that you become more jokey and
Sure.
rude.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Because the influence of me.
In real life, we're
Otherwise-
like, can I help you at all? Can I carry that for you? But
If
now,
you're
like, Mike's got it. Let him carry it.
My lord. As you're like pedaling down the river. Birds landing on your shoulders and shit. Okay. So you guys take a quick breather, you fight about Neil deGrasse Tyson and discuss it, and you come to a reasonable conclusion that Neil deGrasse Tyson is God. Wrath of the Neil deGrasse
No, he's
And
not.
that
He's,
would be the game I would play.
he's not Carl Sagan. I'm sorry.
Wrath of the Saganmeister.
Nice.
Okay. So, you are good after a minute. Now, you still notice that the wildlife of the forest is still pretty loud. And to the point where you don't have to actively listen to hear it. It's kind of a constant.
Okay, so is it more still just chirps and squeaks, or is there actual growls coming?
No, it doesn't sound like anything frightening. It sounds like an excitedness. And you hear squirrels, chipmunks, you hear
That's like the type of
insects.
thing that they do before, like, big storms. As we just watched that movie, Take Shelter.
Take shelter. That's right.
I feel like-
Wasn't it the opposite, though? Didn't Mike just say the opposite, that they're really quiet before a storm?
A lot of times there, yeah.
You guys need to get
Unless
your
it's
shit
a
together.
big
Are they
storm.
really loud,
And
or
then
are
it's
they
the opposite.
quiet?
It's like any survival thing. I've heard
Hold
both
on.
of everything.
What does Neil deGrasse Tyson say?
Yeah, Justin, what is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Consult the book of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I haven't listened to that podcast yet, so I'm used.
No, it's a physical book. It's
Well,
by
don't
the
worry,
guy
because
who
if
wrote
the
Book of
moss
Mormon.
grows on the south side of the tree,
Then the insects are quiet.
Basically,
right.
I'm thinking that there is something weird going on. I don't know. Maybe there's this animalistic nature within me, because I'm part animal, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
oh my goodness.
And
Animal.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little anxious right now. Are you guys feeling weird?
Yes.
This is
I am
weird.
feeling
The
anxious.
sky is not the way it's supposed to be. This wasn't in the forecast.
Are you guys just saying that because I showed you the cover of this book like 8 times? Because realistically,
I'm pretty sure I saw a tentacle in the water.
can we just
I'm
pretend
pretty
it's
sure.
this book? Just pretend it's this book, and then you won't be so nervous because you'll be like, "There's no zombies around here."
I am just picturing a giant moose freaking out, running out of the brush, and trampling me or one of you guys.
The brush? Is that the brush and the bush?
The brush.
The brush
like
that's made of
boot.
bushes.
I
We're
covered my
out in the
bases.
boot and
when
the
I was
brush.
In the breeze, we're Canadian.
Out of the brush. Out of the brush.
Moose are the worst, though. They will kill you.
They will kill you, and I don't want to get trampled by one. So I don't know. I haven't heard any thunder. I haven't heard any lightning. Is there a campsite? Is there a place to set up?
You don't hear thunder or lightning, but you hear Bohemian Rhapsody, and just that middle part. Yeah, again, there are plenty of places that you guys can set up. I mean, we were all Boy Scouts. You know, you can sleep anywhere. You can climb a tree and sleep. I'm not gonna be so bold to say you can't find a place. You guys could literally tie a canoe to a tree and sleep in the canoe out on the water.
Hold on a second. When we say we were all Boy Scouts, as if that means we had survival training.
We were all Boy Scouts, as in we know how to get real close to other men.
A pound of fortune cookies to survive for a weekend because we thought because we were Boy Scouts.
That's actually a true story. Justin and Chris and I, we're Boy Scouts, and there was this kind of thing where they let all the kids go off into groups and buy their own food for the weekend. We bought a giant bag of blue gummy whales and fortune cookies.
Yeah.
And I think just powdered tang or something like that.
Yeah, I remember going over to like in the morning after eating so many of them. And the worst part was the fortune cookies start repeating after like.
It's like, oh, I had this one 5 times. Pin it to the wall of shame.
But we spent the better half of an afternoon just reading fortune cookies and saying "in bed" at the end.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that was when they were happy. But so these guys now know how to prepare, hopefully. But no, you could sleep anywhere if you need to.
It's true.
I'm good at it. It is actually one of my talents.
It's true. Mike fell asleep once in bed.
Write it on your sheet.
And when it was in bed, I mean, we had sexual intercourse like this. And he fell asleep on top of me. And it hurt.
I like a turtle.
The sexual intercourse, not the sleeping on top. Ayo! All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Well,
let's set up here. Let's just set up. Let's just get shelter.
All right. Cowards. But at the end... You guys play on a nuclear bomb. No, that's perfect. This is the most dangerous part. Okay, so you decide to camp for the night, which it appears to be. And let's be honest. Well, even though the portage was relatively short, you guys were all working this morning. So, and you had like a half stream going on. So you're pretty exhausted mentally, physically.
And it's getting dark.
I'm a little drunk.
You are drunk right now.
I've been drinking the whole time.
I know. We need to... Intervention next Wednesday. Next Wednesday's episode, intervention. So you guys decide to find a little spot off in the trees, a clear space, I'm assuming. Well, tell me what you want to do.
Well, if it's gonna thunder and lightning, okay, we're gonna look for a low, well, not a low area because of flood. So we'll look for a fairly high area, so that way the flood water won't come towards us, and we're gonna trench around our site, set up tent. And we'll set up also a tarp for a kitchen shelter.
Do you really think you'd prepare for a flood?
I have ever since I've been flooded.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to picture this and okay, I get it. Oh, let's camp here.
No, I'm not talking about like a trench, like World War II trench. I'm talking about like a little channel that the water can flow around our tent.
That's just part of setting a tent. That is actually just part of setting a tent. You make a little trench.
Okay, cool. So, you guys...
I've only learned this because I haven't done it.
I was just going to say, I've been camping with you, you've never done that, but now we'll do it because the sky's dark.
Well, I've learned from my mistakes, yes.
I'm not against it.
And I do it every time I make a tent.
Hey, I think it's hilarious that you guys
every
think this
time
will
Mike
change
pitches
anything.
a tent, he makes a water trench.
He pitches a tent during most streams, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So let's that again.
From the shoulders up.
That's right.
List that again. So the campsite preparation. I feel like this is important because this is our base of operations. So
yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to tie a line from one tree to another and hang a tarp over it so we have some sort of kitchen shelter and peg it down at one end.
All right.
While I'm doing that, I suggest you guys set up the tent. And because Mike is so experienced, he knows to trench around the tent.
I know how to dig a trench.
Yeah.
All right.
I was a NAM.
Crack elevator repair squad.
And then next, say the food.
Gotta hang it. Gotta
hang it up.
We could hang it, or we could do a bear canoe where we could put it in the canoe and send it out. But if it floods, it's a bad idea. Good call.
I've never done that. I've never done that. It just feels.
I've only ever hung it.
To me. Yeah, me too.
Well, fine. We'll go by you guys, but just saying.
So we have a quick bite, and we eat food before we.
Jerky.
Is it honey?
I would have.
Bears love honey.
We would pick a lot of jerky off the jerky tree.
I heard pickle jerky.
Pickle jerky.
Yeah.
It's like
Kind of
pickle
the best
weasel.
of both worlds.
Pickle weasel.
Perfect. Okay, and you draw the elder sign in the sand to protect from Cthulhu.
That's right.
Obviously.
Yeah, we
'cause that
put
would
chalk.
be every
We put chalk
campsite.
around the campsite.
Okay, but I'm picturing this like real life, like when we actually went camping and the tent was just kind of blowing in the wind because it was wet and we didn't really want to set it up. Because that's how you would do it, and that's what we're going with.
That's how
Like
you
how-
would
like
do it.
how
That's
you would do
how
it.
you would do
Like
it.
I would buy digging the trench because Mike's like
Justin,
that.
You were
Justin,
bringing
come
us
on.
down. You were bringing us down, man. You would have done all
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
exactly what we're talking about. It's a good thing Harlan's not here to slow down the way we actually set up.
Okay.
Yeah, the morale is just so high right now.
Kitchen tent.
Everyone's just having such a good time.
All right. So 3 hours later, the kitchen tent is set up. Your trench is dug.
3 hours? What have we been doing?
Portaging all morning. Fine. I will say you guys did it all in a 10-minute snap.
No, and-
time.
Fair enough.
No, but realistically, time at this point is inconsequential because the world's ending. But you have the
Time is all we have. Very little of it. But that's
Literally.
all we got.
Okay, so you where are you taking shits?
Well, since we don't have, because we didn't actually go to an actual campsite, which usually
Yeah.
has a pit, we are going to do it the old school way.
Dig a hole, put
Dig
a
a
log
hole.
down.
Poop in the hole.
It's not the worst way to do it.
It's the
the
technical.
You guys are bad to go, people.
Liberating.
All right, so who has to poo? Show hands.
Right here. Right here.
And-
I would usually have to. Yeah.
Too late.
I had
Justin
Chipotle the last 3 meals.
You know what though? It's a weird thing. This is the first camping experience that I've had to poo within the first 2 days. This one right here, right now.
Well, you know what? You're role playing it, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, everything is set up. Everything's looking pretty good. One of these guys is going to start a fire, I'm assuming.
Yep. Yeah, that would be good.
And you're going to take a little headlamp, and you're going to go off into the woods to poop. So,
Headlamp, good call. I wasn't even thinking that.
well, I figured if you guys are leaving at night, you guys would have headlamps because you
Yes.
knew you'd be doing most of the portage at
What?
night.
No, just our cell phones.
Yeah, there you
Hey,
go.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not
I'm just
against
kidding.
you guys.
It'd be
I'm
Yeah,
not
they
against
still
you
got
guys being
20%.
prepared. I think you guys would be prepared and would be smart. I'm only against pre-worrying
Too
about
smart.
things that don't exist.
Too
Yeah,
smart.
being too smart. I don't think you'd prepare for flood. I don't buy it. But that's fine. What I will say is you definitely had headlamps. So you have to poop. We're saying
Yeah.
poop a lot. This is the poop
Yeah.
episode, guys.
This is the
Look at
poop
the color
episode.
of the book. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hey, we did our
Wow, you need
disclaimer.
to
We
see
don't
a
have to worry
doctor,
about
Harlan.
it.
You need to see a doctor.
Well, it's better than my old color. This is when I was going through my bad times at Chipotle. All right, so you're off into the woods, and as you kind of start walking back there, getting a fair amount of distance so the smell doesn't waft, you hear
He's a
the
gentleman.
animals in the trees, and right about where you're
Now.
standing,
Oh, okay.
you hear the crunching of the underbrush as a creature is moving towards you slowly.
Flashlight that thing,
All right,
Justin.
I flashlight at it with my headlamp. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris.
Flashlight at it, bro. So, the woods are dark, and although it's swelteringly hot, a chill runs up your spine as you hear this creature. Already the setting is kind of uncomfortable. You felt uncomfortable since the minute the boat touched the water because of the sky, and just you had an eerie feeling. Too many Neil deGrasse Tyson books before bed. Got you all
Right.
spooked. So, you shine your light, and you see on the cusp of the light a deer with its head bowed.
Male or female?
Which would you like?
Make it a doe.
All right,
A deer?
Doe, a deer, a female deer.
That's right.
Ray, it's blotted out the sun. So it bows its head to you, and
I stare at it. Is it like what? How is it acting? Is it just standing still?
it's just standing still. It walked up to the corner of your light. It kind of looked down, and now it's just staring at you, eye to eye.
Are you a nervous pooper?
I poop better when I'm nervous, if that's what you're asking. I can poop when animals are watching, but not when people are watching. Um,
But
That's
Neil
what you
deGrasse
call
said
me.
I
It's
said
like,
that
hey,
I
buddy,
know
here you go.
of.
Come over here.
that I know of. All right. Well, I am going to. I really gotta go. So I'm gonna keep the light on it. I'm gonna slowly drop my pants.
So, as you go to motion for your pants, it begins growling.
What?
The deer growls?
I don't know how a deer would growl.
All I have to say is I'm glad I'm not there with you, Justin.
I kind of picture it would coo, but yeah, for whatever reason, it's kind of like growling at you.
All right. Well, then I will slowly pull my pants back up.
Okay.
Vince, suck it up.
I've had to do one of those, my friend.
And
Go back to the show.
I will back up. And as I'm backing up, I'm going to try to put trees, like big trees, in between us.
Okay.
What do you think I should do, Laura? What should I do? What should I do? Okay. Anyways, yeah, I back
Don't
up.
you wish the dog was there now?
I
Sniff
do.
its groin!
Or do I? Maybe that'd be bad. So I back up slowly and try to get like trees in the way so it can't charge at me if it decides to do that.
Okay, so the minute you take a step back, it takes a step forward and begins growling louder.
All right. And not too loud. I say, Chris,
Okay.
Mycl, bring a paddle or a hatchet.
So you make now. This is a little meta. I want to be very careful. I'm going to post a video really quickly on the stream. It's a graphic video. If you're easily disturbed, do not watch it. But I want the sound from it. And my speakers aren't working. So one of you three, play the video and turn the sound, because this is the sound the deer begins to make. And I only need a few seconds of it.
It's all you, Justin. It's all you.
Yeah.
Will it work? Will it go through?
As long as it's through your outside speakers, that's all I want. I'll tell you if it works.
I can't go through my outside speakers.
Then it's on you, Chris.
All right. Let me just. It'll take a moment because I got two steps.
Then it's on you, Mike.
All right. Here goes. Speakers disable.
So it makes this sound as I.
Okay. Here it goes. Hang on. Is it posted?
Yeah, it's on the main thing. Just turn it up loud. And only play a few seconds.
Where? It's on what? Facebook?
On the Invictus stream. On the group.
Oh, I see it.
If my audio was working, it would have been a lot more effective.
All right. Sorry. Hang on. It's almost there.
Typical Chris.
Yeah, there's no way I can get it on mine. Well, so does this sound happen before or after I speak?
When you call out to them,
Chris? Yeah.
this sound.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, okay, now you can cut it. So it starts making this guttural, almost like a screaming sound. I'm going to delete the video right now because it's pretty horrific. And it echoes through the woods. And as it does so, again, the poop did not slip back up.
Oh man, I think I pooped watching that video.
You take a step back, you say, Chris, Justin, and it goes, whatever that horrible sound is. Oh, it's still and let's all fucking do it. And it echoes across the lake, and it just cuts through the noise of the night. And it takes another step towards you.
Oh, help it, Justin. Okay, so we hear this noise. Me and Mycl would hear this noise if it's echoing through the...
I want to stress something. It made that noise. It did not make that face. It made a very different face. Just a very... Don't associate the noise with the video.
Right.
I just wanted to get across that deers can be scary sounding.
Okay. All right. Well, is the shit out of the bag? Have I pooped myself?
The shit's out of your bag, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't. Then there's no reason why I have to go slowly. I'm going to...
I can run
white too.
My load is rough.
All right. In that case, I'm going to. Well, I'm just going to take a few steps, like a little bit faster. It's probably moving faster too.
It continues doing that and like kind of shakes its head at you as it does it.
And is it like dodging around the trees?
It's locking eyes with you. It's on you.
All right. All right. And do I hear anything from Chris and Mike? Chris, Michael.
I don't know. I assume you guys heard him and heard that.
Yeah, well, I would start heading, be like, Chris, whoa, let's go get Justin.
Okay. So you guys start barreling through the trees and towards Justin because that sound is pretty freaky. And you come across him who's actually walking towards you, and you see the sight that's before him, this deer. She's rather small. I mean, she's not huge. She's probably this, 4 feet long, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what a deer would weigh. 80 pounds.
Little white-tailed deer, younger
Sure.
white-tailed deer. Sure.
Yes. And she's literally walking towards Justin. And as you guys come into frame, she kind of looks between all three of you as she continues walking toward.
Oh, I was backing away from the site?
I assumed. Were you walking
okay.
towards it? I don't know.
I was backing towards the site, I thought, but that's okay. I'm backing away from it.
You were backing away. You thought you were backing towards the deer?
No, I thought I was
backing
backing towards the
The
campsite.
campsite.
That's what I mean. Sorry. Yeah, they basically come on either side of you. These guys.
Oh, okay.
And they see the deer, and now it's looking at all three of you.
Whoa, what is that smell?
Don't judge. What is that? I think that's more apt question, Michael, don't you think? Let's turn our attention to the ravenous deer in front of us.
Did you shit yourself?
The brown liquid leaks
Female
down
deer.
Justin's leg.
Gross. We've gotten to a new low.
You know what? No, this is realistic. No, that's how it would happen.
Okay, I get there and say, did the deer make that noise?
Yes.
Is it still making that noise?
Yes.
I'm asking Justin.
Oh,
Guys.
Sorry.
God. God sounds a lot like Harlan. You notice that? All right. Yeah, it's clearly yes, it is still making that noise. Actually, no, it's quieted down a little bit. It just looks really intense. Did you guys bring a paddle?
No.
It's still making that noise, and Chris asked you if it made the noise, but it's still making that noise.
I
so
am
I can
looking
see it.
for a big stick.
Okay.
I take out my big knife.
Oh, the Bowie. I wouldn't have brought that.
I always when I camp, I always have it on me. Always.
I have no doubt in my mind that you would have it with you, but would you
Always
have it
on me.
on you?
Yep.
All right. If you say it, I'll believe you.
I mean, it's not going to be the Bowie knife because that's just ridiculous to have.
Oh,
on
okay,
you.
that's what I thought you meant. I'm like, you're not carrying.
No, I was talking about that at first, but that one I wouldn't carry around with
But
me
you
all the
always
time.
have a knife.
I would always have a camping knife.
Same. I do too. That's fine. Okay, so you pull out your camping knife, just little, just a little Swiss Army knife.
It's not a Swiss Army. It's
I'm
like a.
joking for humor. I'm keeping it light. But Mike grabs a big ass stick.
It's a Swiss Army knife without the knife. It's got all the other attachments.
Screwdriver.
I'm
My
gonna
mom
plier
already
it.
have it, but it's got a spork.
And Justin, what do you do?
I'm still a little freaked out. I'm just keeping my eyes on it, like I'm locking
definitely-
gazes with it.
Actually, you know what?
I suggest we get back to the canoe because
Stress?
I don't think it can swim that well.
I'm gonna say yeah, and Justin, take a quick mental stress.
For discomfort.
Yeah, because I think that would be extremely uncomfortable. Mainly because
I shit myself.
yeah, you shit yourself.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna do a quick scan around to see if there's any other deer coming in. Like, is
Now
this like
that's a
deer
good
gang?
call. Why don't you give us a roll for perception, logic?
Mm.
I'm going to give you a negative of 1.
Yep.
So roll a total of 2 die, only because it's dark.
All right. So the one on the left will be the positive. One on the right will be the negative.
But advantage because we all have our flashlights on and flashing around in the darkness, so he'd be able to see the shining eyeballs.
Okay,
Let's
let's
sing
give you
that.
2 positives and 1 negative.
Okay. So 2 right positive, or 2 left positive, right hand 1 negative.
Good.
Yeesh.
Okay, that's a perfect roll because the
Oh, right,
six,
because the 6 is...
exactly. So the 6
Right.
cancels out the 6, meaning there is no negative, and the 2 is your success. That is a perfect roll for this game. That's exactly what you want.
Dear God, I see whatever there is to see out there, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but
Dear
it
God?
will reveal itself.
Dear God?
Wait, it was the deer god?
Wendigo! So, you see the deer god. No, so, you shine your light around, and, yeah, roll for it. Let's do a fate die. Plus, minus, or nothing.
So, what? Sorry. Run that.
One
okay,
fate
gotcha.
die.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Someone give me one fate die. We'll let fate decide this game. Minus. So no, you look around and there are no other deer in the woods. It's only this one. However, because you got a good, nice success, you are listening and you do hear the crunching of leaves as if something might be running towards you.
From which direction?
From all directions.
Maybe. You can't tell.
Okay. The Brian Johnson, or whatever it's called, monster. The Ben Johnson monster.
Oh, yes. From Evil Dead.
Yep. Well, I repeat myself. Let's get to the canoe. That thing probably can't swim. We'll give it some space. It'll probably clear out.
So step for step, it's on you.
It's on.
Okay, so let's run.
Why doesn't somebody give me a logic roll?
Well, okay.
I can give one.
I'm the least logical.
All right, I'll give one.
What do you have, Chris? Because could I use my pragmatic plus here?
Maybe. You're trying to decipher its intentions, so.
Empathy?
Animal empathy?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
I would say it's more like nature lore, but we'll say sure.
All right. Well, empathy then. I have a 4 for empathy. And I'm open-minded and accepted.
Good. Okay, so then I will say that's a success. So you're looking around, you're noticing there's no other deer in the woods. You do hear them coming, and you're looking at the way this deer is kind of looking at you, twisting and looking between the three of you, and the call that it made it.
It is obviously
and you
very
realize,
sick.
What's that?
Well, I would instantly be thinking that it's very sick.
Rabies.
Some sort of rabies, and we really just need to put it out of its misery, which I wouldn't want to do, but...
It does make sense for it to have rabies out here.
No, and that's what you realize.
Yeah, but it's
What
obviously
you
sick with
realize
something.
By staring
Well,
at
then we let it do its thing, and some other animal will come and eat it. You don't just put it out of its misery.
No, but what
Like, if it was hit by a car and like dragging its back legs, yes, I would put it out of its misery. But if it's an animal in the woods that's acting strange, you let it be.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I don't...
It's not
I'd
letting
be so
us be.
torn.
Put it
But
this way,
that's the thing
Chris,
is
it's following us back to our campsite. So if a big grizzly bear comes and mauls it at the campsite while we're chilling,
Well,
on
we
the
move our
fire,
campsite. We don't stay here. Is my point.
but it's
But
just going
this
to
is where
follow
I
us
got
to
the
the next
frickin'
campsite.
I think it's more important that we move.
Okay, so let me tell you what the dice roll you did actually told you before you throw in another assumption. What you deduce by kind of empathizing with the deer
Right
is that
down
it's
to his
actually
leg.
not, is that it's not trying to attack you. It's trying to keep you in sight. It's trying to keep you scared. It's not trying.
It's trying to just intimidate us.
It's trying to wrangle you.
Right.
And you
Where's it trying to get us
realize
to?
not move you, but keep you. And that's why every step you take, it's trying to move up because it's trying to keep you in its sight. And you can realize that through the trumpling of the trees and that whatever's barreling in on you is exactly what it wants to happen. This is not a mentally, deranged deer. This isn't a rabies-infested deer. When you look into its eyes, you see that this is a cold, calculated move, and that it's like a German patrolling the outskirts of a fence. It noticed one of its prisoners escaping, and it's now alerted.
Hmm.
So you get a lot. You deduce a lot.
All right. Well, that's pretty far out, man.
That is weird that we're being herded by deer.
So there's something
But no, I guess
barreling
they are
through the
herd animals,
wilderness.
so.
I think that's the piece of the situation that I didn't quite take in, was that there's something barreling through the woods toward us and getting closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, it's weird, guys. It's trying to keep us.
I stand by what
Perfect.
I said. Let's get to the canoe. Let's just give it some space.
Let's try.
So you again take a step back. It kind of moves a bit more, but I'm assuming based on your new information, you realize now that it's
not
actually just trying to keep you there.
Without an attack, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's move. Let's get some distance between us.
Perfect. So as you back up and gain a little speed, you do realize that it almost starts panicking and almost timidly kind of taunts at following you, but turns and scurries off into the woods. So you turn around and you begin to head back to the campsite. And as you do, you notice that the wind is picked up quite a bit.
I'm actually thinking Harlan had the right idea of staying home this trip.
And I'm at home.
Guys, this is all about adventure. This is part of the fun.
It's true.
No, I'm already dead.
Just think of the story we're gonna have to tell him after.
That's true.
If you live. So you continue back to the camp. However, you notice that the wind has picked up quite a bit. You can hear it kind of wisping off the lake, and it's come on rather quick. Again, you guys have been so adamant at paying attention to the weather because you were concerned about the way that darkness rolled over the sky. However, now it seems like as if turning on a light, the wind is picked up and the trees around you begin to groan and shift.
So going down to the water, to the canoe, do we see, what does the water look like?
No, sorry. You don't even get back to the campsite yet.
Okay.
As you're walking through the woods, you realize that the paths you very clearly, made sure that you knew as you're running, seem different. The trees groan and really move, almost as if they're alive. And pathways that were clear, you kind of decipher through and see small, but they don't look the same. Naturally when you walk through, you kind of brush things aside, but those broken branches now seem straight.
Okay, so does that seem weird to you guys? Like, is there enough wind to be moving the trees this way?
It's hard to tell from in here.
I pulled up my GPS. I'm just kidding. I don't have mine with me because it would be in my backpack.
You breadcrumbs, right?
Oh, that's right. Whenever I leave the breadcrumbs so I know which way I pooped.
Well, the fire is still going, right?
Now the fire. Let's roll. Let's do a roll for. Let's do plus and minus roll.
Okay.
And this is just going to be the denseness of the trees.
All right. So, I can't remember how we do this.
Fate die, one plus minus.
Oh, plus minus 2.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
Just
your
one of them.
skill of seeing it. It's gonna be, is it even possible to view it?
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this very loose. We're gonna put a lot of fate into the die.
So plus.
Plus, so you do see a very dimly shimmering light through the trees from a direction that you thought was the opposite direction of where you were going. So clearly you guys got turned around pretty much all the way.
But if we go back that way, we're going back towards the deer.
Everything about what you see, where in the direction you see the fire tells you that it's not where you came from, but you can see that it is the fire.
It's like the trees are trying to trick us.
Everything about this is weird.
I
I can't even get our bearings. Let's get to the lake at least or something.
Yeah.
Can we head towards water?
Yeah, of course. That's the one thing. Once the wind picked up, that was the one thing you heard more than anything else. This one still lake almost sounded like it was rough waters, and you can hear the splashing and the splooshing of your girlfriend's panties. Fine, the splooshing of Justin's turd dropping on the ground.
Oh. That's less exotic. Okay, so you're saying, Chris, we should go back to the water and just track our way along the shore? That might not be a bad idea.
I actually agree with that a lot because, again, depending on how stormy it gets, we might actually need to just barrel down under the canoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can follow the shoreline to our canoes.
Yeah.
Even if we get turned around in the woods, at least we can follow the shoreline.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So you decide to head to the water first, which makes sense. So you kind of cut through the woods, and it feels as though as you're working through the trees, and now you're still listening intently for the deer and the hooves, and you do hear them kind of off in the distance, kind of almost sounds like there's a fray happening between them or something like that. You're working your way to the waterfront, and sure enough, after only a few minutes, you come to a bit of a steep, little bit of a ledge drop down to the water.
Can I just say I would grab a big stick?
You can
Like,
say
why
you
not?
do that.
Mike, what
But
did
hold
you
on.
grab?
Do a search roll for a stick in the woods.
Mike,
Yeah,
when did you
grab
grab a
big,
stick?
cool stick.
No, I already grabbed one with the deer.
Justin?
No, I'm waiting to get my hands on a paddle.
Yeah, I mean, until then, though. You might as well
Definitely
have a
hold
stick.
out. No. I like Justin's logic. Hold out.
I'm waiting for something better. I'm hoping a machete will come along.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Because we don't even know how far it is right now. We're kind of turned around here. I'm just saying grab something. A rock, a stick, something.
I will. Okay, so what is around me? Is there a rock? Is there?
Anything you're gonna find in the woods, I will give it to you. Minus $1,000.
I'll take a rock. I'll take a rock, like a good fist-sized rock. I feel like
Perfect.
that'd be easier to find than like a good solid branch that wasn't gonna break easily.
Yeah, both of those would be easy to find, but you can definitely find a rock for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so you make it to the shore and you kind of look, and what Justin had perceived to be the fire through the trees, even though it felt like you were turned around, was in fact your fire. And now that you have a bit of your bearings, you do see that following this coast in that direction will bring you back to the portage campsite that you guys had.
Okay, so let's do that. Because it's
Okay.
going to rain, it's going to thunder, hopefully we'll get shelter.
Okay, so as you walk through and you kind of each pick up your weapons, you pass the chainsaw tree. I assume you don't bother with the
Yeah.
chainsaw tree.
No.
Now, the chainsaw
No.
tree,
No.
for those who don't know, in Canada, it's a naturally growing tree that has full gas-filled chainsaws.
Yeah, kind of like an aspen, but with
We're not allowed
chainsaws.
to cut them down because it's one of our heritage sites.
It's a heritage moment, yeah.
Yeah,
So, no. But I
But
assume you
you
guys
can
don't
manage-
want those.
If you can manage to deroot it and bring it to your garden, you can do that. You just can't.
Unless you're a lumberjack, and that's okay.
Yeah. You
Sleep all night and I work all day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so we passed the chainsaw tree, and there's also the mallet tree and the machete tree, which I'm assuming.
Nope,
We-
pass.
no.
Keep walking.
Obviously.
pass.
Okay. So you eventually get back to the kind of makeshift campsite that you guys used, and you see that the fire is
Whoa,
now
makeshift?
makeshift.
No. That place is like a fortress. We have a what do we
So
call
let
it?
me tell you your campsite. It is a flat piece of land and surrounded by trees on all sides.
Slightly
That's it.
elevated though. Slightly elevated.
Slightly elevated, yes.
Yeah.
It's not a campsite. It's a place in the woods that you guys camped. A campsite would have more things that are. It's not bad, but you'll die there. So you're back at the campsite. The fire is now almost dying out. You can hear the trees are groaning. You can see the water now on either side of the very short portage is starting to be rough. However, even from the time that you arrived to the shore and followed along back to the campsite, the waves have died down a bit. Almost like it was kind of just rustling its feathers or something like that. But you can still hear the soft clink of the chainsaw tree in the distance.
Do you think we should go home and call it a day?
Not right now.
They didn't pick the chainsaws because they weren't ripe yet. That's a good change. Oh, no, it's not ready yet. I can hear some of the parts still
You
need
gotta
to be.
squeeze them to know.
I think
In
it's better,
America,
like,
it's a gun tree. Yeah, in Canada, it's a chainsaw tree.
if we try to go in the darkness, I mean that might lead to more problems. It might be better to wait till day.
Yeah. Again, I would think we bring one or two of the canoes up and possibly use them as windbreaks around the fire. Keep them a little bit back, but we could tilt them up so that we could sit, with our backs in them
Good call.
and use them as windbreaks for the fire.
For sure.
Perfect. So you bring up the canoes.
At least one of them.
Okay, and as you
Chris,
reach,
you okay with that? You look
Yeah,
like
that makes
you're
sense.
concerned on- Yeah, okay.
No, that makes sense.
so as you reach into the darkness of the canoe, the area that you can't quite see, just on the cusp of,
Because we're not flashlighting where we're...
Did you flashlight?
Well, we got our headlamps.
Okay,
Alright,
so
well,
you reach
so
into
that's-
the lit portion of the canoe, and you pick it up and you put it on your back.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you're so adamant about little flashlights. And then you carry it back to the canoe and you set it up as a windbreaker.
Yeah.
So, who are you guys all sleeping or what?
Well, I've armed myself with a paddle. I've got a paddle.
Yes.
I too would switch out a branch for a paddle because it's going to be...
The paddles are like eight
I got a
times
rock,
more
too.
folly a party. I
Yes.
judge things on a unbreakable folly a party and fall aparts. And this is a folly a party.
Oh, that's right.
And actually, I have to agree with Hans on there. I would think that, Justin, would you not want to at least just jump in the lake to wash off a little?
We would throw you in the lake if you did not.
Yeah,
Because you're not
yeah,
coming
you
in the
guys
tent
would.
smelling like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Will you give me a second, okay? The water was just going crazy, and trees were trying to turn us around. Let me just get a breather. Take a nice deep breath in, guys.
Priorities, Justin.
All right, I got
Did he,
it.
hold on, did he poop or did he... I don't think you pooped, did you? Did you actually poop?
Did I actually poop?
You pooped yourself?
Like in real life or in like?
Sure
in
smells
the-
like it.
Roll plus or minus to see if you actually pooped.
I thought you said he did.
Oh,
I thought
I
this was
pooped.
the whole thing.
Oh, I thought that was.
Okay.
coming
Oh, I
out.
didn't force him. Hey, look, I'm going to force you
don't.
guys to do a lot of things. I will never force a man to poop.
Thanks.
Thanks, Harlan. But I did. I did anyway.
Okay. So you wade in the water and drop trout? Is that you should put?
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna go into my tent. I'm gonna grab my bathing suit and I'm gonna strut down to the water like nothing happened. Gonna strut
Okay.
down to the water like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Talking about physics.
All right. So, and what are the other two of you doing?
Yeah, I'd just be like, weird, eh, Chris? Have you ever seen anything like this? Because you've done a lot more backpacking than I have. But
No, I've never seen an animal act that way, especially a female deer. I mean, if it was a male deer and be acting aggressive, maybe, but that was really weird.
maybe territorial, but
And it's not even the right season for that.
Weird.
It's definitely not the season for does to be acting weird.
Okay, let's make the fire nice and big. I take out the whiskey that I brought because I always bring some sort of alcohol while we're camping, and I just say,
Because we're Canadian, and that's part of it.
let's have a good time. Let's try to get the morale back up.
As you two are doing this, Justin is in the water.
Justin, stop doing this stuff.
Hold on, Harlan. I strutted down to the water, and that's where we left me. We did not imply that I jumped into the water.
Okay, well, they're setting up the fire. Were you just waiting?
No, not even waiting. I went down to the water. I didn't jump in all the way.
I didn't say jump in. I said wait, like waste time.
Not even close. I took
Where does your poop come
I
from?
brought a bailing bucket,
The backs of my knees.
bailing bucket, and I am bidetting myself and using dry leaves to wipe the excrement off. And I might do a little baby duck flounder in the very shallow waters. But
So-
I do have a highly rational fear of snapping turtles when I'm camping up north. So if I'm thinking that the animals are kind of going crazy, which I am thinking at this
Hold
point,
on.
I
Never
am.
mind.
I would be.
I like that
would be
you-
thinking that.
I like that you considered a highly rational fear.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying you would stand on the side of the water and splash water on your bum instead of just going in.
Well, I'd kind of go in, but it would be very shallow, like maybe that high. Very shallow.
It's just enough to sit your butt in.
Yeah, and even just for like a
That's
split
all I need. So basically what you're saying is your wiener is dangling.
urethra fish.
Your
Stop
wiener is dangling into the water.
second. No, my wiener is. Thank
Fish.
you, Harlan, but to be sitting on my butt and to have my wiener dangling in the
So
water.
you pull your wiener up, and then you put your butt in the water.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't think about it, but it wouldn't be dangling in the water. I wouldn't let it. You know. It's
No.
Visual
no.
Justin.
Stop it.
All right. Let's think. You're making it
Kinda
tough
like
to do anything to you, Justin. Being too specific.
No, but this is how I do it,
Okay.
man. This is how
So,
I
like,
do it.
okay, but I'm trying to picture it. Like, your back is to the water, or your back is to the land.
All right. So picture this. Okay, so I walk down to the shore.
We'll make it easy. It's a sandy.
Yes, it's a sandy
Natural thing.
straight drop, a nice port into the water for canoes. And I go and I, go crab position.
So much detail for watching.
Crab position.
You walk in crab position, like on.
Yeah, so
on
like-
the board.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
table, but like my chest is up, and then I dip down, like wiggle around a bit,
Thanks, Mike.
and then I push myself up. Wait,
And then
so
with
it's
one
not-
hand, you're grabbing your junk so it doesn't fall into
It's
the
not
water.
gonna fall in. How can my junk fall in like that?
My junk falls in the water.
Okay, I don't know how you can get. No, hold on, Justin. How can you get your sphincter wet without getting your junk wet?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like
how
when
far
you're-
apart is your sphincter from your junk?
Yeah. My
Mine
balls
are
would
like
get
pretty
wet.
close.
I can do
Yeah.
it. Plus, it'd be cold. No, it's actually really hot. No, it'd be okay. I think it'd be okay. I'd put it this way, without
We need
going into further
Alex's
detail.
drawings to do this.
One time we
into-
don't need Alex's drawings.
Without going into further detail, that is how I'm doing it.
All right, he does it. He knows his anatomy.
Okay,
better than
give
anybody.
me
I've done
this
this
much.
before.
All right,
man.
all right, all
I
right.
do
Give me this
every
much.
camping trip.
How? Which,
J-Lo butt.
which parts
I
of
crap
your
myself
body,
every camping trip.
Oh, no,
Which
no.
parts of your body are in the water? Your 2 feet and your 2 hands and your butt.
And my butt. That's it. That is
Perfect.
Good.
And you are looking out into the water.
I hope nothing happens and we just wasted so much
it.
time.
Me too. Me too. Yes. Yes.
All
That
right.
is exactly it.
Perfect. Then roll
Dexterity.
dexterity.
Just one.
Just let's do. Hey, I'll give you this much. If you have any benefits, use them.
I am nimble.
Sure.
I am likable, and I'm a quick learner.
Okay. No, sorry. Roll vitality. Sorry, because vitality is your defense. Yes.
Oh.
Dexterity is the physical attack thing. That's why it's got the little attack symbol. Vitality is the physical defense. And you are going to be defending against a drop bear.
Sky bear.
Mark from Australia is like,
Okay, and does my nimble count?
sure.
Well, you know what? No, it's not going to count because on my sheet it says that I'm uncoordinated, and this is a very coordinated task that I'm trying to attempt. So,
No, but because you're going to be dodging something, I will give you nimble.
okay.
This isn't for doing it. This is for dodging something.
And
So-
this is why we learned to play crab soccer all those years. And
Exactly. So
Right,
we're
cool.
going to give you one for the task. We're going to give you a +1 for nimble,
Okay.
and we're going to give you only one negative.
All right.
I could justify more, but I'm going to do one negative.
So why don't we say that the middle one is the negative?
Yes.
Just- yeah.
No. We're going to do the far right is the negative. Oh.
Oh, so, but
So what's your
that's,
vitality?
I said the middle one.
No, it's not. It's never been the middle one. You get the far right like everybody else. No special
But
treatment.
what if? But I did this. Does that switch it for you, or is it the same?
Same.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But I did it.
The far right is the negative.
Yes.
Okay.
Far right is always the negative. Right now you have a
Let's say-
-1 and you have 2 positive 3s. What's
Right.
your vitality?
2.
So you fail and you get a negative.
Mm-hmm.
This gonna be bad.
Oh no!
So
This is such a flattering way to die.
you crab walk. You crab. It's so funny. And I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be honest. Before
Wrinkling his butt.
you even said it, this was gonna happen. So I want you to know it's not personal.
Oh, okay.
You mean you railroaded Justin into crapping himself?
You crab walk in the water. You crab walk in the water, and as you do, you kind of splash water on your bum, and you're like, "Oh, that feels so much nicer."
This is how
And
it
as
would
you're
go.
sitting there, you can hear them kind of talking over the fire, throwing wood on it, and you notice out on the water the stillness. Minutes ago, the water was wavy, and now the wind, like a light switch, is flicking on and off. The sky is still rolling darkness. You see no stars whatsoever. But the peculiar thing is, as you notice the wind is dead, you still hear the trees. They're still groaning and moving. And as you kind of realize this, you feel a shooting pain from your Achilles tendon. And you pull your left foot up, and a snapping turtle has chopped off the back of your heel. As you scream, it echoes out over the lake. And the minute before Chris and Mycl undoubtedly come running to your aid, the water now quickly turning red, even though it's dark, you hear the echo. Animals, creatures of all sorts and shapes and sizes respond to your absolute scream. This, ah! And you hear the echo back, and it almost sounds like laughter. Chris, Mycl, what do you do?
Now I gotta go wash my bum in the lake.
I'll be right back.
I would run down to the Justin after hearing him scream.
Okay. So Justin, obviously you pull yourself back on shore. As you do, you see the very large snapping turtle slowly start coming up as well.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Snapping turtle, is it locked on?
No,
Or
it
did it bite
literally
right through?
shot the piece right out and pulled it.
Ugh.
Harlan, you bastard.
I honestly, dude, I was like, I have it written down like snapping turtle, and you're like, I always have a fear of snapping turtles. I'm like, well, sorry.
What happened?
All right.
All right, yeah, so I pulled myself up out of the water, and I am in a daze, kind of in pain, kind of in shock. And
Obviously, let's give you physical stress.
yeah, I've got to get
And
a pen.
I think we should probably do mental because you have a fear of snapping turtles, but we'll just do physical.
No, I'll take a mental for sure. I will. I'm taking a mental right now.
What is
All right. So you guys come running over to Justin, and you see him, blood pooling within the shine of your headlamps. You see the blood pooling and washing off into the water.
Justin, what happened?
It hurts. It hurts. Oh,
I run over.
Snapping turtle, and I point
and
to the snapping turtle.
I run over and I try to pull Justin further onto shore, away from the snapping turtle.
Definitely a good call there because it definitely would have just gone for its nuts right after.
Yeah.
So you grab him and you pull him far. Oh, I forgot I'm attached to something. Far up onto the shore, and as you do, he's just wailing and he's grabbing your arm and he's screaming, and you can see the tendon snipped out of his
So
okay.
his calf is all like bunched up by his knee and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, oddly enough, this is not the first time I've seen this. Not
See,
from snapping
pays off to
turtle,
him.
but I have seen where someone's tendon ripped off. However, so this is obvious what it is. So I'll be like, Chris, hold him there, keep pressure on it. I would head back, find backpack, and of course get first aid kit.
Oh, did you bring your first aid? No, I'm just
Always
kidding.
do.
So Mycl, I am joking.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so
you know what? Words hurt, Harlan. Words hurt.
If sticks and stones were breaks and bones, then something blowjob. All right, so you run back to the campfire and you get the kit. Chris, what do you do?
As he's doing it, I'm trying to scare the snapping turtle off. I'm throwing rocks and stuff, trying to get it away.
Okay, so you throw. This is a funny image. You're throwing rocks at some of the snapping turtle, and it's kind of like I don't know if it is, but this one does. And as it does, you see in its like maw the flesh that it has. It's not even, but it's not even eating it. It's kind of just letting it dribble out again, and it's like, and it slowly crawls back into the water because I'm a generous god.
Oh. All right, because I was just about to like Happy Gilmore hockey.
Don't worry, there's hundreds of them.
All right.
Turtle stew.
Which again, actually, a little bit of trivia for you. When you're making turtle stew in Canada, snapping turtles are the only turtles you're allowed to use.
Because snapping turtles are assholes. It's true.
No, it's because they're the safest ones to eat, actually.
And they're total dicks. They just bit off Justin's Achilles heel.
Well,
They were the bad guys in Ninja Turtle 3.
I am very glad that we spent so much time detailing how exactly I was doing this, because it could have been a lot worse still.
It definitely could have been. And hey, in all fairness, you can't deny I gave you free reign. You could have been like, I stand out the corner with a bucket, and he would have missed.
Justin must have seen it coming when he's like, no, I don't put my junk in the water. No, I refuse.
I was
wouldn't-
glad he didn't,
I
'cause
wouldn't, though. That's so uncomfortable. Like, if I was going to put my junk in the water, I would do the whole thing. I'm not just going to let the tip dangle. Like, it's not like, that's like, it gives me shivers just thinking about that right now, because that's the worst spot. When it's cold water and you're going in, you know.
All right, so
I just
Mike runs
can't
back.
wait to see when you post this video and it's like Invictus Stream, Wrath of Gods, Epic Justin Poop, the tale of Justin Poop.
It is an epic poop so far. It is a very epic
I don't know if I should censor that, but Bob just posted a picture of it.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Of the Achilles
That
tendon
is-
being cut open.
Ouch. Aye.
Wow.
But that's what you're looking at. So
First
be very
blood goes to the
wary.
turtle.
I wish there was a way to just put like a censor over images in case. So, what's going on, guys? What are you doing?
We gotta
Mike?
head back.
Oh my god.
That's what you're looking
Oh.
at. So everybody takes the mental damage.
So yeah, I'd be gauzing and wrapping and taping.
Okay, perfect. So
Michael.
you do that.
When do we use that like stuff that like you pour the powder on and it like seals instantly?
Numenera.
All right.
Not
Who's
real
a
life,
cipher?
Chris.
Do you guys have
No,
any ciphers you want to use? Perfect.
Don't they have that though in like the first aid kit? Those like
I-
severe wound ones where you pour
I
the
don't
powder
have
and
that
like.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd bring like a trauma kit. I think it would just probably be like a first aid.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
I have,
that's
like-
gonna really
I've
affect
got like
us.
gauze and like the wrap, the skin wrap,
Yeah.
and then athletic tape is what.
Okay,
we'll
I
be
checked my
keeping
phone
on.
to see if I have any service, which I don't.
It says a million service, and there's a million texts, and said, "Come here for savior."
It's
No,
all
you-
Harlan saying, "Where are you?" Things like that.
Guys,
We were
where are you?
supposed to-
Cool shit's going down.
All right, so I hop in the I get the canoe and I say, "Come on, Mike, we gotta go. Leave our stuff. Let's get him."
Yeah,
Come on,
absolutely.
Mike, leave him.
Yeah,
So
no,
let's-
absolutely. Like all this shit can wait.
Perfect.
Let's take the first aid kit, because
Let's
again,
now.
we have to like change dressings in the car.
I'm gonna be
That
a
sort of
weenie.
thing.
Tell me exactly what you're bringing from the campsite, because you're gonna have to run back and get it.
First aid kit,
Yep.
paddles.
Yes.
And
That'd be about it.
Food.
no, you do. Again, we've seen the animals acting weird, so you've got your Bowie knife. I would bring that,
That's
as
all
well
I would.
as-
Yeah. Okay.
and hatchet.
Okay.
Food.
And you're bringing food.
No food.
No, I wouldn't worry about food right now.
We're trying to
'cause
move as fast as possible.
we were only 3 hours out, right?
Yep.
And then 2 hour, like, where are we? Silent
You-
Lake.
Silent Lake. Yeah.
So once we're in the actual park, it's probably half an hour to the nearest hospital. So
An
An hour,
we
maybe.
would not even. We wouldn't go straight to the hospital. We would go to the nearest, like, the entrance to the campground,
yeah, the park rangers. Yeah.
and then call for a helicopter.
All right. No food. That's fine. Water though. We need to bring water.
No, we drink out of the lake if we need to.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Justin hungry.
Justin, Jardina is not going to kill you. Bleeding out is going to kill you.
All right. But I can hold the bottle of water. All right.
Well,
that's
we
okay.
didn't
You
pack
guys-
water,
I'm-
Justin. We packed a purifier. We didn't pack water. You don't
Alright,
pack
It'd be
water.
worse to be like the end of the world, Wrath of the Gods, and you die from like dehydration or something stupid.
Beaver
You've been
fever.
doing pretty good. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys are back in a canoe, and you just take one.
We're just
And
paddling as hard as
You
we
go
can.
full speed ahead. So, you guys are tired, obviously, because you've been portaging all morning. But you're running on adrenaline right now. Probably.
Now, Justin, your job while we're paddling is to keep an eye on the heel.
Screw
Okay.
that. He's supposed to be paddling too. Get that heart rate up.
Pump as much blood as you can to your feet.
Keep an eye on the bandages, and because if it's bleeding through, we got to do something sooner.
Yeah. I've got
Gotcha.
my
Like
foot
a
elevated.
tourniquet.
No, it wouldn't have to be a tourniquet, but
I've got my foot elevated.
Yep.
Like I guess.
yeah,
next
you'd be
to the
lying
at the front.
down with your foot
In
like
the
on one of the the little wooden bar rests.
I'd probably have to do it anyway because I'm so
Yeah.
tall. But
Justin's
so-
gonna die from salmonella. That's pretty fun.
So you guys are paddling across. Now, just to clarify, are you retracing your steps, or are you just trying to find another way out?
We would retrace our steps unless we knew of an easier way.
You do not. I'm going to
Yeah.
say this is kind of a one-way in, one-way out. Perfect. So you're double timing it, and as you're going across the lake, it's like glass. And you guys now realize what Justin had realized before he got bit. The wind is flipping on and off like a switch. And as you're paddling, you hear a thump on the bottom of the boat. And you continue at thump, another one. Thump, thump, thump. And the boat is actually rocking pretty violently from the bottom based on these smashes that are just being hit in the bottom.
Well,
So
we keep
just keep
paddling.
going? Okay, keep going. Perfect. So you eventually it gets it gets harder to the point where the canoe is starting to kind of give a little bit, and water is starting to come in every once in a while.
All right, we'll get closer to the shore as we paddle, but again, we will keep going.
Yeah,
What else? We have no choice.
we'd
No,
have
no,
to
we
stay
don't have a
close to
choice.
shore.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can do.
Okay, so water starts coming in, and you keep paddling. And as the water's getting in, you're starting to sink a little bit because the weight, obviously, of the canoe's going
Well,
down.
again, that's Justin's job is to bail.
There we go.
Which we would have a kit in the.
Yes, you would, but I need to know that someone's actually bailing.
Yeah, it would have to be Justin bailing.
So, Justin, you start
Paddling the
bailing.
shit out of it.
I'm
Perfect.
bailing. I'm trying to bail. Sorry, Laura. I'm gonna die. I don't.
Laura doesn't care. She would be eating you. So you're perfect, Bob. Better image. So you're paddling, and luckily Justin starts picking up the bailing and pulling his fucking weight and getting some water out of it.
I mean, all you've done so far is poop and bleed. Come on, man.
Hey, yeah. I was the
Actually-
messenger. I was the one who told you about the deer. and I
Yeah,
was
and
the
you
one who
guys wouldn't know
told my
anything
poo.
without Neil deGrasse Tyson. Let's be honest. So
That's true.
you guys
Yes,
start
that's true.
bailing, and you are flying along, and quickly you come into the portage, the second portage.
Yep.
The first portage, I should say. Sorry. And you scamper out of the canoe. And what order are you doing this in?
I think we should try to suitcase canoe it with Justin still inside.
Oh, makes sense.
What do you think,
Okay.
Mike? Either
Well, I was
that or
gonna
we give
say,
him
why
a
don't you
paddle as
take-
a.
Or I was going to say, why don't you take canoe, I take Justin.
Either way, yeah, that works.
Okay?
So
So,
who
sorry,
goes first?
Justin, it's going to be uncomfy, but I'm going to have to fireman carry you.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what?
Even though
actually?
Justin would just almost be touching the ground with me.
I'm looking at Achilles tendon injuries. What does an Achilles tendon injury feel like? It actually doesn't sound that bad.
There's a difference between, hold on. There's a difference between an injury and it missing. This guy chomped it out. This isn't sprained.
True. But, you know, it just says that you'll feel difficulty flexing your foot or pointing your toes in complete tears of the tendon, which is what this is.
Yeah,
Difficulty,
no,
so you
too
can still
bad.
do it.
Yeah. Well, sure. We'll fight through
I don't
it.
think I need to be. I think I can still like hobble, like if I just stay off of it.
I don't think you can. I sprained my foot and it's extremely painful. I think Achilles tendon will be that by times like
Justin's a
10.
little tougher than you are, Harlan.
Oh, all right. Well, not according to my sheet because I've got a 1 willpower. So I will roll. Can I roll for it for willpower?
To see if you can walk on it.
On my right foot. If Mike is supporting me, I'm not.
If
using
Mike
it
is
at all.
supporting, yeah, you can do it. It is unlevel terrain.
Yeah.
So it would be up and down. I will tell you this. You know that you could walk on it. But if you do, there is a 50-50 chance that you're going to put more stress on it and you're going to tear it further or you're just going to fuck it up more. It's going to start bleeding more.
All right.
And you guys know that if something's bleeding profusely, like the worst thing to do is to put pressure on it and put it down. You want to, keep it up and shit and be carried.
Keep it elevated. How long was the first portage anyway?
The distance between them?
No, just the first portage. Like how long?
Oh, it was the middle length one, so I don't know, half an hour, or not half an hour,
long one.
15 minutes, I guess, because the longest
Okay.
one is like.
That's
I don't know.
probably how I would want to do it. You know,
Your
standing
call.
up. I think it would be much more likely that Mike would be carrying me and under a lot of strain himself and trip and fall himself. I think that if we have 3 legs touching the ground, we'll have better stability.
Okay. Let's do it. So, you, who goes first, second?
I guess
I just have to say I never knew that, you know, my knowing about cooking snapping turtles would come into play ever in my life.
Cooking
Still,
snapping turtle?
Yeah.
there you go.
Just replying to Facebook with
Oh,
Hans. All right, yeah, however.
Okay, so,
If you think you can hobble, that's how we're going to get there faster.
I guess I would go first, because if I manage to go first, I can drop the canoe and come back for them.
okay, so you go with the canoe, and as you start up the pathway, you realize that, again, the pathway you recognized looks completely different. You cannot see a clear way through.
I don't even
And
know if I'd notice that. I'd just be following the canoe.
Well, that's what I'm saying, the canoe, because
Yeah.
he's leading the way, right?
Yeah.
You maybe get to the top, and it looks like a wall of trees.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a specific path. Now,
Okay.
I will give you that it was a straight shot through, so you do know that if you continue in the same direction, you can make it, but
All right, I'll
there's
keep
no
trying.
path at all.
I'll
Okay.
keep trying my way through, and if I can't make it with the canoe, I will come back for it, and we'll do it together to make it easier.
All right. So you head off into the woods, giving one last final nod to the 2 dead, and you start going through the woods with the canoe on your back, and it's starting to get tight and like close and shit.
Mhm.
And you realize that if you're moving any further, you have to drop the canoe.
All right, so I put the canoe down. I go back to help Justin and Mike.
Okay. So you come back and you say,
I can't do it. I can't. The trees are too thick. We're gonna have to do it together.
Okay.
Here, let me help you with Justin. So I go underneath his other arm so we can hobble the 3 of us.
okay, so that works better, I guess. Actually, I feel like that'd be tougher. But either way,
If it's like really thick. If it
yeah,
were
it's definitely tougher wider,
Yeah.
but obviously less weight on you walking.
Either way, I'm pushing through this no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And again, using the hatchet now to kind of cut through.
Bushwhack.
Yes, well, it's not so much that it's like, vines and shit. It's that, like, tree spaces are, and
Getting
the trees
closer, yeah.
Yeah. Some of them are thin that you could hack through maybe after a few minutes, but
Like,
most
is
of
there
them...
no way to get the canoe through, even if we stand it on its end and work its way through? Like, these trees are within, like, 2 feet of each
That
other.
would be
No, you
be
could,
really
but you-
hard to do.
Yeah,
But
you
if we
could
had
get
to.
hours. You're talking hours, like, to get it through.
Wow.
Like, you're talking about, it'd be like angles that you then... Okay,
But what
let's
choice
try
do
to
we
move
have?
the couch down to a basement. Like, it would
What
take
choice do
forever.
we have at this point?
Well,
Wait for this craziness to pass.
give me a plus minus.
And a 6, apparently.
Okay, give me another plus minus, because that's... I don't have a thing for the blank. That's another blank side. I don't like blanks. A plus. Okay, then let's say this. You do remember that when you did the first portage, because it was a communal portage, that a ways down from the beach there were a few tinnies. Now, the tinnies didn't have paddles, and they didn't have motors, but they were buoyant.
So, like, if we can get through this woods, there might be boats already there. There are boats already
Correct.
there.
Yes.
Okay. So we just need to bring the paddles with us.
Correct. No, you left them. They're gone. They're gone, guys. So,
Okay.
you start working through the woods together, the 3 of you, trying to make your way, trying to keep your bearings. And about halfway through, you get a little turned around because you have to go around a tree a little bit. So,
Yep.
let's give us a roll for whatever you guys want to see if we can get ourselves back on track.
It would be logic, I would imagine.
Sure. I was giving you the justification if you wanted to use a higher skill. Like, I charisma'd my way through.
Yes.
Listen, trees. Listen. Back off, okay? Just back off, all right?
No, I'm going to empathy them. I'm going to feel what they're feeling and really connect.
Yeah, I tied my logic.
Tie is a win.
good.
Yeah. So you take a second to get your bearings, and you adjust and say, no, hold on, Mycl. It's this way. And Michael's like, I fucking knew. So you guys continue on the correct direction. But as you do, the trees start to lighten a bit, open up a bit, get a little more spaces, and you feel like you can breathe. However, the tree's still groaning. And then you hear something deep in the woods. Oh! Did you hear that? A hool of a
It's Laura. It's Laura, everybody. Laura came to save us.
Coming to save you.
Laura,
No, but you do hear a wolf cry.
Damn it.
Oh, that's not cool.
No. And Justin,
Yeah.
give me a vitality roll.
Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
I take a
I'm in the
shotgun
middle of
shell
both
and
of
I
them.
put it in the end of a stick.
You put right.
Stupid
Hey, you know what?
movie.
Fuck you. That movie was good.
Terrible movie.
I would like to point out, not to throw you guys under the bus, but I am in the middle of these two strong gentlemen who would probably intimidate most wolves. I know these aren't, your average wolves. but
Just roll vitality.
5. Just one?
Just one. So that's a failure. This is not for the wolves. This is for your tendon that you are putting, even though it's minuscule, you're still putting pressure on and you're kind of putting it in a bad way. So your wound begins to bleed profusely and starts dripping blood onto the trail.
Ooh.
So, bad call. So as you realize this, you've actually been dripping blood for a fair amount of time. I'm talking like a minute, because longer than that, then we're talking like drain death and shit. But you are feeling absolutely horrendous. And because of the strain you put on it, let's take another physical... Why didn't I make you roll for it? But no, let's take another physical stress.
It might make sense at this point to stop with Justin because he might not be able to make it and separate.
Okay,
No?
so what do you mean by that?
I mean, I go ahead, you stay with him, you keep trying to keep him alive.
Chris is like,
and I
fuck
go
you
get help.
guys, I'm out of here.
I go get help,
Okay.
right? Because you guys are slowing me down.
Yeah.
I can try
No,
to get
I agree with you, and I'll just tend to his needs.
Tendon to his
Blowjob?
Tend to his needs.
Tendon to his needs?
Okay, so I leave the hatchet with them, and I just have my knife, and I take a paddle, and I try to run through the woods to try to get to where the other boats were to try to keep going so I can get help.
Okay, so you begin running. Now, just in case I didn't paint it clear enough, if you got to a
trees.
boat, well,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying, but if you got to a boat and paddled to the van and drove to the van to get help, alone, that one trek would be like an hour and a
Yep.
half.
But it's faster than us trying to get
I'm
Justin.
not against that. I just want to make sure that you weren't under the impression that, like, if you get to the van, there's going to be people there. It's
No.
still, like, you're talking
Let's also get. I just need to get to the van and get somewhere where there's reception.
I'm not against that. Just want you to know. 3 hours there and back. Okay, so
Hopefully
you
we'll have
start.
a helicopter or a boat plane or something.
That's true. So you start booking it through, and you get to the shore after actually a fairly short distance. It's only about a 5-minute run from where you were last, which
Right.
means, yeah. So, and you do a quick shoot around, and you see that there are a few boats just down the way.
Right. Are they any of
And
them are canoes or are they all tinnies?
Okay, so you walk through the really spooky part of the forest. Because there's like two paths. There's like a not spooky safe one, and there's a spooky one. So take the spooky one.
I take the path last traveled, and it's made all the difference. So.
You know what? Do not go where there is a path. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
Oh.
Roll the Ralph Rimmer in. Okay, so you get there, and you know what? Give me a plus minus. A blank.
Give me a new one.
A plus. You know what? There is a tinny there. And there's also a motor on one of the tinnies. That's right. And you know what? It's not uncommon, because when we were portaging, we saw them, and they were sitting there. So
They
tied to
often do, yep.
Yeah, tied to a small dock, there is a tinny with a 25 horsepower engine on
Gas
the back.
tank and everything?
And, well, sure. Yeah, there's gas. You don't know how much is in it, but there's gas.
Well, I lift it up
You
and I
see-
see.
It's like a tiny bit.
All right,
very-
well, I'll get worst case scenario. I get a certain distance, drop the tank into the water, and keep paddling.
It's true. I've heard sugar in the gas tank is like gives you more gas.
Really good, yeah, really good.
Mike, Justin, what are you chats doing?
Again, I'm actually Justin. How you feeling? Like, are you?
I'm feeling a little out of it, man. I've been losing more blood than I thought. You can see a trail. That's probably where the wolves tracked us. I feel like they're onto us already. Can you hear anything?
What do you? Yeah. Okay. So, again, I'm gonna like just lay down here, try to keep him as comfy as possible. In a sense, use the first aid kit as a pillow for like a way to elevate his head, but then see what I can do to grab a log or something to elevate the foot, and just be like, I'm just gonna take another look at this foot here, Justin. Just relax.
Okay.
All right. How's
So-
it look?
You kind of take a look at it, and yeah, it's bleeding profusely. Him walking on it, even in the minuscule amount he was, definitely quickened the everything bad about the wound. So you kind of dab it, do your alcohol shit, wipe it down, and rewrap. I assume you rewrap it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't alcohol it. But I would
You can do whatever you
actually. I wouldn't rewrap it. I'd just put more gauze and tape over the existing.
Perfect. You do whatever you want, and because you didn't put alcohol on it, he dies from turtle poisoning.
Well,
So
here's
I
the
hope you're
thing.
happy.
The alcohol also kills the white blood cells, which stops it from working towards healing.
He doesn't need. He needs to sew before he heals. It doesn't matter. My point is this. My point is this. So you take a look at it. He is better. And as you're sitting there, you're taking a look at. You hear it again. Oh, werewolf. There, wolf. There, castle
Yeah.
wolf.
Alrighty. Now
So
again,
let's-
I'm gonna look. Yeah, I'm not cool with hearing the wolves so close,
Mhm.
especially knowing that we had angry deer. Now, how far away is it to just the edge of the water from Justin?
Bob says cauterize the wound. I think that's a bad idea because we want Justin to walk again at some time.
Well, again, and the other thing is,
Where are we
actually,
gonna get a
don't mind.
fire?
It depends on how much blood flow, but I don't need, like, you don't necessarily want to stop the blood flow because you do want to get any infectious stuff out at the moment. Yeah, how far can I get to the water, like, and still be within eyesight of Justin? Is it like 10 feet, 20 feet?
You can't see the water, so you don't know. Chris knows it's about a 5-minute run, but unfortunately you have no way of knowing because the twistiness of the trees up until this point have kind of... Well, you know what? Let's say roll for it. Maybe you can deduce the amount of...
You can hear the
time
water.
yeah, maybe you can kind of figure out how far you feel like you are.
Oh, I am tied with my logic.
Okay, so yeah, you say, okay, well look, we darted a lot through the trees, but I'm pretty sure we're about 5 minutes from the water run. So you can figure out how close you are, and you are close enough again to make it there and back in 10 minutes.
Now the only thing is, do we have anything for me to carry water in?
The bale bucket.
Back in the canoe. Go back to the canoe.
The canoe's ahead of them a little bit
Yeah, the canoe's ahead of them, so it'd be on the way to the water.
because I was
Because
ahead of them,
Chris went further with the canoe than we did.
and I came back for them.
Huh?
Chris came back and said, "I can't push through," and then we were all starting to walk
Yeah,
together.
no, that was like up a hill before the woods. Basically, he walked up, dropped the canoe,
All right.
came back down, so that's as far as it got, and then the three of you went through the majority of the woods.
Oh.
The canoe
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
I did
that far.
Okay.
No, because the canoe couldn't make it through. However, you would know, as Chris did, that there are boats waiting for you on that side, at least one tinny, and you could surmise that there would be bale buckets in there because it is legal in the province of Ontario. Yeah? No?
Apparently, we're supposed to let Justin die and use him as a flotation device.
Do it.
All right. So again,
But you see what I'm saying? There would
No, but
if you-
actually, so sorry, I gotta address that because I don't know if this is for all black people, but I sink like a rock. I do not float. So the joke would be on them. They'd have the last laugh. I'd have the last laugh. They'd be dead.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be dead. But I'd be laughing.
he'd be laughing all the way to his one.
No, Justin, Mike, all you gotta do is do mouth to mouth and then sew up his lips and nose so the air can't get out, and then he's a good flotation device.
Damn it. They figured it out.
or do I do that first and then blow on any other like valve?
No, it's just for fun.
All right.
The valve.
Uh-oh, Mike's gonna be Liam Neeson.
I love Liam Neeson.
What? I was just thinking that. Justin, you okay? If I pick you up and we try to make it, and I carry you to the boats, I think we can make it. It's going to be uncomfortable for you.
You think you can? I mean, I'm about as big as that canoe.
I know. I'll need your help to stand up. But once you're up, I can carry you.
Do you even lift, Mike? Spot him.
Alright, so I
Do you even lift, bro?
push myself up, being very careful.
No, I
not to use-
definitely help him up.
Yeah, not to use my bleeding.
And now at this point, I can just get Justin to be like, Justin, do this position, and I can walk pretty much under him.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you get him on your back, and as you do, you hear.
Well, it'd be up and over shoulders.
Yeah. So you hear the echo of the wolves through the woods.
That's not
No, I'm just kidding. It's just regular. Oh, Michael! They're fucking all over, and you start hoofing it. So give me a strength roll.
Yep.
And let's do strength. But I guess vitality again. It's not really dexterity.
Get it, you bastard.
But we'll give you a. Oh, well, you know what? We don't need to give you a plus anyway. You Oh, you know what though? Let's
keep it as is. It's too late. We're done. I rolled. Done dice.
do this. Let's give you a. So you rolled that one, so we know it's a success. Let's roll another positive.
Okay.
For your experience, so you have something that gives you this. I'm pretty sure you do. Don't you have something on your skills? What's your positive features?
No, in physical, only martial arts.
Yeah, this is like martial arts. You knew how to lift him properly. I'm giving you a bone, Mike.
Yeah, no, I'll take it. Sure.
So we'll do one more positive, but I also want you to roll a negative.
Okay, well, I failed
Because
my
of the
positive.
weight difficulty and darkness and just 1,000 other things. So we have a 1 and a 4 as a positive.
And a 5.
And a 5. Okay, so we succeed. The 4 means nothing, and the 5 is a negative. So you do manage to get Justin onto you. But as you do you still have your knee listed?
I do not.
Did you rewrite your character?
No, you did.
What did I?
Yeah.
No, I have you here as migraines and bad knees.
Oh, see?
Let's give you a migraine. Because it's weather related. Oh, okay, what's your other?
You know what? That's very fair.
Let's give him both. He's carrying a guy on his back, and there's weather. He's got
Yeah,
a bad
you have
knee and a
migraines.
migraine.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a migraine. So you're gonna get a huge mental stress right now because, physical stress, because the exertion with the lack of food and the up and down weather. You had it for a few minutes, maybe even longer, but it didn't set in until right now. The strain that your body is under. So give yourself a big old sexy stress.
So that goes under number 1, and
Correct.
draw color in the first little line, right?
Yes. So, with Justin on you, you start hoofing it towards the water, and after about a 10-minute jog, because obviously you're slower than the fastest man in the world, Chris, Yeah, he goes. You get to the water. Now, Chris, what have you been doing in this meantime?
I'm okay. So I'm trying to start the engine.
Okay.
Pull the choke.
We'll
Try
also
it
say that there was some
neutral.
water in it that you probably bailed out.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to start the engine. Pull in and pull in. Does it work?
Let's do a plus and minus. Because this is, I feel like, it's random chance. No amount of skill is going to make it go.
Plus.
So you know what? The chainsaw tree must have grown close to this place because the echo sounds familiar. I don't know.
But
it starts
even
up.
though it's no amount of skill make it go, I assume it's because of my skill.
Obviously, you
And
get a
it boosts
wing.
my ego. I go first pull. First pull. No one's watching.
The turtles clap.
So I just gun it. I give it. Actually, I don't gun it because I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna go fairly quick, but I don't want to use up the gas as quick as possible. So
Put it
it
in
makes
neutral.
more sense to actually go at a slightly slower pace,
Perfect. Now, you just go straight to the thing, eh?
as fast as I can go. Well, as neutrally fast as I can go.
Okay, so give me a quick perception roll, which is your logic. And we're just going to do that, no negative.
I don't get it.
Okay, so you buzz across the lake, and after maybe 25 minutes, you are arriving to the original landing spot.
Okay.
And you dock it, and you get out. Now, as you arrive, you see it's kind of like a parking lot. You see your white van, and you see a few other cars and vans. But you also see the sky again is now the black blanket that kind of covered the sky looks like it's a bit twisted. And through the cracks in the lines, you see the stars behind it, almost like a veil being drawn. But the way that the sky is spun, it almost looks like it's forming into a large cyclone.
Crap.
Yeah. And as you pull up, you hear... And an enormous sound of thunder echoes to your core, louder than you've ever heard it before, as if lightning crashed right next to you. And it echoes out for miles. You can actually hear the reverberation echo through the curvature of the earth. And of course, you guys hear it first, or hear it as well, as you're standing there on a dock.
I get into the van to try to drive.
Okay. So
Hopefully not in the direction of the cyclone, but obviously I don't have a choice.
So you run over to the van, and you didn't bring your keys from the campsite. So I'm sorry. That's just bad luck. You unlock the van, and you get in, and... But that's just because your car is shitty. It starts up like a dream. Oh no, your new
Why
car.
would I
your
bring
whole-
the van?
Well, because it's three of you, you had to transport the canoes. I figured it'd be the van.
Not
Would
if,
it not be?
if we're renting.
No.
I don't own a canoe, so we'd be renting a canoe, which they drop off for you. So then I would bring my red Jetta.
Okay, that's fine. And you would drive, not Mike?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
my new car. I want to drive it.
Absolutely, it would be Chris driving because
Hey, I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to get a picture, guys. I'm okay with that. So
No, you
get in
listen
your-
here. It's my red Jetta.
No, it's not. In this world, it's black.
Ah,
So your black Jetta, you get in, you start it up, and
it's
it
a dark
starts
evil.
up.
All right,
And
I back
you
up
start driving.
and I go like gangbusters.
Pedal to the floor, bro, and you start speeding off towards the nearest town. Michael
Every
and
so
Justin.
often I slow down and I check for signal.
Okay. Michael and Justin.
Hey.
What are you cats doing?
well, at this point, trying to make it to one of the boats as well.
Okay. Seeing as he took the only motorboat.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need a
Yeah,
motorboat.
but there is a canoe, and because I would now. Did you leave the paddles behind you, Chris? Because I would have assumed, meaning that you're going first, you would have taken the paddles.
I would have taken at least one paddle into the. There's no sense me bringing both paddles.
That's fair. So there is one paddle left on the dock behind you, which is one Chris had. So you find
Because again,
there's-
boating safety, even with the motorboat, you always take an extra paddle.
true.
Especially when the gas is half empty.
Especially when you're just greedy like Chris is, needs to take everything. Can't leave anything
Two
behind.
paddles, one for each arm.
I am the paddle master! So, you find a boat. There's a few canoes. There's another tinny without it. And again, there's a little bit of a curve where he found the motorboat. So there's a good slew of boats for you to choose from.
Yeah,
There's a red one. There's a Volkswagen Jetta model of one canoe. And it's
what I'd be
red.
looking for is actually the largest one.
Okay. So you find the largest one, and there's an outline of about a 6'3" black man in it. So it's like perfect.
Excellent.
It's
So
like
we got
phone wrap.
We got an asp already for him. And that's what I was going to be. Again, as I'm walking, be like, okay, Justin, how you doing, buddy?
Tired. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put you down. I'm gonna need your help here.
Oh, never mind. I thought you
Okay.
meant like dog putting down.
yeah. I'm sorry.
by the way-
You're holding me up. I gotta put you down, buddy.
Like you do find the boat, but it's overturned in some bushes. Like you have to kind of pull it out. But did you do that before? Well, we can do that.
Yeah. So again, it's not hard for me to put him down because again, it'd be like me going from this position to this position, really, for Justin's feet to touch.
Yeah, and I touch with my good foot.
Yep. And just let's sit you right down, okay, Justin?
Alright.
Just gonna sit you right down. You okay to sit here for a little bit?
Yeah, I am. Mike,
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna I'm gonna pass out in a second or two.
No doubt. No
But,
doubt.
I mean, if I'm asleep, I feel like I'm like holding you up or something. Like
Aisha says squeeze
No.
his heel.
I don't know.
Oh God!
Keep him away.
Just flick it.
It's like an Evil Dead when he's like, stand awake, slap.
Okay, I just need you to hold on for just a few more minutes, Justin. Just stay with me just a few more minutes. We're gonna get you into a boat. We're gonna let you lie down in the boat, and then you can pass out there, okay? I need you to stay with me. So what I want you to do is I want you to keep telling me about what your band's up to.
My band, which I play in 3 bands, see. And so it's hard to
Never
tell.
mind, just pass out.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so as he's telling me about his bands, I'll walk over to the boat, try to get it out just to the shore, as close to Justin as possible, so I can help him climb into it.
Perfect. So you go to the boat, which is overturned.
Yep.
A dark, hollow space.
Hold
lies
on.
under.
Chris Lawrence wants to give XP to find an adrenaline shot.
I don't think that's how this game works. But let's do it.
I think
I'm
we
gonna
should do
say
it. Like,
4 XP. No, 5 XP, and you can get one medical item you want. As long as you talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson. Chris,
That's
do you
right.
want to do that? Because I don't give a shit. It's a
oh,
fucking game.
Chris Lawrence. Oh, you're asking Chris Lawrence, not me.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's not about you, buddy.
Oh.
Chris Lawrence, if you want to throw down 5 XP.
I was gonna say don't waste it because I wouldn't use an adrenaline shot on him.
No, that's why I was being more broad. I said
Use
one
it on
medical
yourself, Mike.
item.
Get going.
Yeah. I'll freaking swim it.
No, but like any
I'm
like if you want to say
freaking
like
out.
a brace or something, or like a sewing needle that he can sew it up and then wrap it, like something like that, I would say sure. If you want to throw down 5 XP, put it this way.
Use
I'm gonna
like a
go.
fishing hook.
I'm gonna go this comfortable, but I'm gonna say this. You can spend 5 XP to give these guys an item of some sort that will allow Justin to be back in the game and put somewhat pressure on his heel. So we'll keep it broad. That's what That's what we wanted to do. He's offering the 5 XP because that's what he wants to see. And
Oh my god! I found a Monster Energy drink.
Yeah.
Drink this, Justin.
I don't,
don't
like
care. If
Monster.
this
I
guy
don't
And your migraine goes away, but that's about it.
That's
No,
true.
nothing.
I would drink half of it for my
Margaret
migraine.
gets worse.
No, actually, that's what I drink when I have them. The taurine, don't you know?
It's an addiction, don't
Chris?
you know?
Chris,
It is
if
an
you want to do
addiction.
that, Chris, if you want to do that, I'm going to need a yes. I will spend that 5 XP, whatever, from you. But basically, it'll put Justin back in the game because it's a game. I don't give a shit.
I'm in the game still, guys. I'm in the game. I'm just real tired.
So it'll perk you back
Who
up.
knows? You know what? I hear that playing dead for wolves is very smart.
You're not playing.
I'm definitely. Okay. Well, regardless, while Chris is okay, Chris said make it so. So Justin, next turn we're gonna come back to you, and you're gonna be back to helping. But we're gonna write down your thing as a trauma. So why don't you write down your
Achilles tendon is chomped. Yeah.
It's gonna be now trauma. Yeah. So you're gonna walk with a limp, and you're gonna be messed up.
That's
All
okay.
right, thank you, Chris. And
Is
Justin,
that's probably a month trauma, I'd say.
sure.
Yeah.
So you want to give Chris a big thank you, Justin?
Oh, I was just leading up to that, Chris Lawrence, thank you so much. I come to and I feel a lot better, and I feel a little less angry with the gods.
Because we know exactly what's causing this.
It's
Yes,
like, you know
Neil
what,
deGrasse Tyson is causing this.
I feel a little more polytheistic because I think, you know what, someone out there is looking out for me. You know?
Oh wow! Now we're into like a whole other world because
Polytheistic? So you think there's more than one of them looking after you?
there's like this world of people watching your moves and like helping you.
Polytheism. It's a very new concept, Chris. It's
God.
brand new. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
All right. So Mike, you go over to the overturned large canoe and you reach under the dark. I'm assuming you don't look first.
No, but why would I reach under it when I can just flip it?
You got to get the lip, right? You just put your hand on the lip.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine.
And as your fingers wrap around the lip, you feel something sharp. Because it's like a tinny and it's a little painful. So you flip it over and there's nothing underneath it. Because why would something be underneath it? That's stupid. That's a stupid thing.
Dock spider? Hey, there are dock spiders.
Don't even start. Because what you do feel is a little nip on your leg.
On my leg?
On your leg.
All right, take a look.
And you're wearing pants. It looks pretty fun. No, you're wearing shorts, I guess, right?
Yeah,
so you shine it, and at first glance it looks okay, but then you notice that your hair is moving.
Well, I have a lot of it, so...
You have tons of hair, and as you kind of look down, you see that all your hairs are moving up. And as you kind of focus, you see hundreds of ants crawling up your legs, just nipping you as they, before you can even react, start pooling around your groin and start nipping your ball sack and crawling up all around you and into your ass.
Oh,
that's exciting. I enjoy this sort of thing.
So first off, before you even realize it, they're working in succession and biting down at the same time. And you are in immense pain, almost like fire ants biting your body at the same time.
Corey McCabe wants to spend XP to get the turtle in my car with me. I didn't check the back seat, and I just turned around.
No, that's not going to work. Hans, can I spend 5 XP to have a flare gun under the dark canoe? No. No. If you guys want to like boost what they're doing, that's cool, but you can't change the story. I think that's fair because then you'd be like, because they're a key to the god.
In Canada, it is actually very likely that someone would leave a gas can in a boat.
Yes.
Not worrying about someone taking it necessarily.
Yep.
Highly unlikely. They're like almost impossible that there'll be a flare gun lying around because
that's just dangerous.
Yeah, but regardless, it's not a bad idea for them to look for one because they might put one in there. But you won't. Put it this way, you won't have to spend XP to do it. It will be a plus-minus luck roll. So ants are all up around your waist, Mike, and you can.
Oh, that really friggin' sucks. So
first off, take a physical stress because this is actually extremely painful.
So what do I do here? I got my one little. Where are we going here? It's opposite.
Up a little. So yeah, fill in the next one as well.
Okay, just in the number 1 slot, right?
Yep.
Okay. My bum hurts. So at this point, Justin, how are you?
What's going on?
All right,
Where did they go? Where did the ants go?
Justin, you need to get them out. You need to get the ants out.
I need to get in the water right this second.
I wouldn't recommend. Oh right, I'm okay. I'm back in the game. I forgot.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Get in a frickin' boat, Justin. Get in a frickin' boat. Any frickin' boat.
Okay.
Get off the-
Wait.
get off the beach.
Do you have alcohol?
I do not. No.
I would have brought the alcohol.
There would be rubbing alcohol in the med kit,
There would be, yes.
not to play for you. But.
Yeah.
I don't-
No, there
I
would
don't
not.
know.
When
This is
ants are
like-
drunk, they're the worst.
No, I
They're
think it
pricks when they're drunk.
It would destroy them, would it not?
Yeah, I don't know, Justin.
But it would
If
get
you put
like
alcohol on
really
it and
drunk.
lit it on fire.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would deter them.
Wait, you said you had to poo earlier, right?
I
Do it
do.
now!
Poo with all your might.
Oh.
I don't know what to do, Mike. Tell me what to do. I'll do it. You
No,
gotta
you
get
just get in a frickin' boat.
All right. I crawl into the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hobble over slowly.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I would try to like put my way into the water about waist height and drown the ants.
So you like open.
And try to poop in the water.
Let the flood pour in. Oh.
Let the blood pour in. So what are you doing?
I told you, Justin's getting in the boat,
I'm in the
Yeah.
boat.
and I'm actually going into the water up to my waist.
Oh, you're actually doing that. Perfect.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
trying to drown
So
the
both of your
ants.
Achilles heels go at the same time. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Okay,
again,
so-
I wouldn't necessarily connect the two, right?
No, you're right. So you go into the water and you start washing away the ants, and a lot of them still kind of cling on, but you can
Oh.
feel like immediately just the cool water is already like, oh my god. However,
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna take a mental stress on that because again, just the thought of ants crawling up my butt and
Yeah.
biting, it would.
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
a
yeah.
mental stress on that too.
Yeah, me too. I'm not even there, but that's stressing me out.
I'm not even playing, and I'll take a mental stress.
I am legitimately putting that down. Since I'd be freaked out.
Oh. And then if I do get to the point where I'm feeling like it's cooled down, I will climb into a boat as well.
Okay, so you do kind of get there, but as you enter the water and the ants start leaving your legs, they start crawling up faster and more going to your butt.
And
I
now
can't think
that-
of a less silly way to say it, but I want it to be horrific. So,
How many ants are there?
oh my god, he like disturbed a whole hive. So,
How about a colony?
a hive of ants? Oh, hive. I got a good idea now. Anyway, so let's just say that
A colony of ants.
colony of ants are crawling up you, and you're kind of like trying to scrape them out as you're in the
Yep.
water. And you start feeling things around your legs moving and slippering and sliding. Large.
Gross.
And you can do what you want. You can stay in the water or jump in the canoe. But there are enough
No,
off.
I think honestly, I would be like probably pulling off my pants at this point, pulling off my shorts,
Yeah.
and I'd be getting like to the shore, like in the water still, but
Yeah.
close to the shore, and I'd be like rubbing my ass crack on the sand in under the water.
Like the dog does.
Yeah.
the grit feels so good.
Yeah,
So you start
I thought that was
riding
a
the ants on the grid of it, and you're just screaming like, ah, fuck! And then you come across a sharp shell. Ah! No, you know what? We have these things called zebra mussels up here. I don't know if they're everywhere, but we have zebra mussels. Zebra mussels attach to like rocks and stuff in the water.
Yeah.
And they are literally razors. They are so sharp, and they just stick up. And there's whole colonies of them, or whatever you want to call it. I know because my brother was swimming one summer, and he went across someone, and he just got a huge cut deep right down his stomach because he slid right across one. But you don't have that yet.
Yeah.
We'll save it for the other shore. So you're rubbing your thing on your butt, Justin. You're in the boat, and you're motioning for him to come.
I'm trying to think of something to do that will help, but I've never imagined this situation. I've never planned for this situation. The alcohol thing is the only thing I can think of that will kill
Yep.
the ants.
Well, again, you've got the first aid kit with you, hopefully, because it was.
Yeah.
So I'd be telling you, like, normally I don't put alcohol on things. We're putting alcohol on my ass.
All right.
That's it.
My colon is going to be so clean you can eat off of it.
So are you climbing in the boat and he's alcohol?
If I'm at the point, no, I wouldn't have him alcohol my ass.
What? Hey, we're friends. It's okay.
Yeah, no, and that's why I wouldn't put my friend through that.
Friends don't have friends alcohol. Wait, but if you put you're not putting alcohol in your ass because that is the fastest way to get drunk.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not shoving it all the way up. Just kind of going a nice scrub of the puckered starfish.
Is that really the fastest way to get drunk? Because then I gotta find a new.
Well,
one.
yeah, because it's actually very dangerous because your liver doesn't break it down.
I think I'm just gonna subtitle this episode "Butt Stuff."
Yeah, this is like.
Welcome to the end of the world. The wrath of the
Bob
gods.
says I
Game
once
one,
accidentally
butt
poured
stuff.
alcohol on my junk.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do you
Perfect.
accidentally do that?
there's something
So Justin-
Freudian happening here, I think.
So Justin throws you the bottle of alcohol and you take it off and you start splashing it on your asshole. Just
No, I'd use again another gauze pad. I wouldn't just pour
okay,
it
you
liberally
gauze
there.
it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Dumb and Dumber. Well, I'm thinking like as fast as possible. Like, but that's fine too. All right, so you do that. You gauze it. You wipe it, and it feels slowly a little better, to the point where you see Justin in the boat starting to get hit by turtles underneath again, and he kind of looks at you like,
Oh, but it's still on the shore. It's still half on the shore.
it's also half in the water.
True.
It's
Yeah.
both.
That's fine. So again, that would kind of concern me. But if I'm good, then I'm going to be getting in the boat with Justin, and we'll start paddling.
Perfect. So you jump into the boat and you both start paddling, and you can feel them squirming in your ass a little bit as you pass them. Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, but eventually they're gonna run into some acid or something, and they'll die eventually. It's just a new
that's
sensation.
true.
There is no
It's just the
pain.
next life. No, you're right. Imagine coming back as that ant too. Anyway, so Chris, you're driving along the highway, and give me a plus-minus roll. See if you die.
I don't want to. No.
Okay, then let's do this.
No.
Okay. So, as you're driving, by the way, I just want everyone to know this is.
Can I just
Chris's
say my
idea.
my high beams are on?
This is Chris's idea. So you're driving, and you're frantically worrying about Justin because obviously he was like dead last time you saw him, and you don't even know about Mike's asshole, but something's wrong in the world, so you know something's bad, and you are driving, and all of a sudden, like a flash, a moose runs out into the highway. And I will let you roll dexterity. Dexterity would be it.
How many dice am I rolling?
I'm going to give you one for the task. What do you have any features in dexterity? I have your sheet right here, actually. I have weak stomach written down.
Does that help?
No, you don't have any positive, and I'm going to give you a negative, and that's it. Just one negative. If you want to justify it, I will give you another die, but
Okay, the high beams on my car are exceptionally good, and the crash test rating, I have to tell you, is
crash test
it's a
means
very
whether you'll
safe
survive
car.
or not. We'll
It's
find
a
out
very
about that.
safe car.
Yeah, until the moose falls onto it.
Yeah. Oh, it's safe in most situations. It's just not moose on car.
No,
Yeah, so it'll be safe on the impact of the moose legs.
Is the moose growling at me? Like when I see it in the headlights, is it like?
it's a split second. You can't even see it. But let's see what happens. Give me a one positive and one negative. Okay, so neither of those work because your
What?
dexterity is what?
3.
So you need to be below 3, which you
What
are
is it?
not, and your
One
negative
is-
needs to be canceled out, which it is not. So, as you're driving along, now, this is the moose hits you. I'm gonna give you that much. This is what happens. Doesn't mean you're
My
dead. but-
car.
yeah, your car is fucked. So, by the way, did you know moose is the #1 cause of deaths in Canada because of exactly this? They get hit by cars, and the weight of the moose, and just so you know, they're freaking huge, they fall onto the car and crush the passenger. So, we're putting up to fate today. Fate. God. Chris, the moose runs out as a blur, a brown blur onto the highway, and you plow into its lower legs. You try to swerve at the last minute, but ultimately fail. However, you only knock out the 2 back feet. As the caboose of the moose comes barreling down towards you, I will let you either do one of 2 things. I will either let you roll dexterity again, it'll be a plus and a minus again, or you can put it all up to the fate of the die, of the fate die. You can have the plus, which I will let you live, the minus, which will kill you instantly, and the blank, which will be a reroll. So
here's the thing, Chris. Do you want to die by moose, or have that conversation with Czar about how you wrecked a new car?
Yeah, can I just choose death?
Hey, that's not fair. Czar's a very kind, understanding, compassionate lady. I'm just saying.
But
do you want to have a conversation?
no.
So you can go out with luck, or you can go out with skill. The chances of luck are probably higher because it's 50-50.
Luck.
Okay.
Gambler.
Always about luck. Boom. Oh.
Oh.
That's fine.
You knock out the back legs of the moose, and
I'm driving like a bat at hell
you
because I'm
can
trying
do it,
to save my friend. Okay. And I'm just going probably 110 in 80 zone. Looking down at my cell phone every so often to check for the signal. I keep driving. I do it again. Keep driving. Coming round a corner. I do it one last time, and there's that flash of moose. I don't have time to swerve, and its ass collides. What happens?
That's what happens. Your clock gets cleaned. The moose lands directly on you, and in a spray of sinew and viscera, your head gets crushed against the back of your safety-tested car.
I have a sunroof. Can I just say my brain shoots out of the top?
Nope. It gets squished into a twisted pile of metal as the last of your fingers flick, and you...
And I look at my phone finally, and I have signal.
And Zara thinking, hey, don't go camping.
Oh.
All right, Justin, Mycl, you two are plowing your way through a bunch of women. No, you're paddling through. Chris, you don't have to leave. You're paddling across the water, and you eventually arrive to the other portage.
Hey.
All right. And how am I doing? Like, I've lost a lot of blood. I'm still a little woozy, eh?
You're feeling better, yes, and basically you're feeling about 5 XP better.
Oh.
It's just you're enough now that you are still very woozy. However, you can. I'm not going to hinder you with unless you're trying to do something like that would exert yourself. Other than that, I'm going to let you walk fine.
All right. Well, we're at the other portage.
Sorry, you're at the landing dock.
The landing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we can just go up to the car.
Well, no, because Chris took it. So you do see some other vans there.
Okay.
Yeah, again, we're Canadian, so we wouldn't look in them.
No, you wouldn't.
I guess we'll just have to wait for the OPP, eh?
But honestly, I'd be like, okay, let me support you still. Let's walk to the ranger station.
And how are you feeling, Mike?
You're not going to look in the vans? Are you serious?
I wouldn't.
I would at this point.
Would you?
His Achilles heel is broken. You'd be like, I don't want to be rude. The ranger station is like miles away. You don't even know where it is.
In like the middle of the woods on a big tower or something.
I think it's a Firewatch thing, but yes. I got your agenda right here.
My question is, did I kill the moose?
No.
Can we? Come on.
Moose walked away.
I want the one kill in the game.
The moose walked away and shit on the car and banged your wife that night.
No.
No, it didn't, Chris. Don't worry. No, but it didn't
happen.
It certainly did not poop on my car.
Whoa.
But
how's the Jetta look?
So Justin kind of insists that you check a car, I'm hoping.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I would. I'd be like, are you
I'll say,
kidding?
maybe, is there a reception over here?
No. Because I don't
No?
think... Actually, I don't think you checked your phone, Chris, did you?
I was checking my phone all the time.
Okay, then no, there's no reception.
But he got a text from his wife.
No,
Yeah,
that was
just-
right when he died on the highway, like still half an hour
okay.
away from here.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So there's no reception, so. Oh yeah, I mean, maybe they've got a map inside. Maybe they've got spare keys in the car. We might be able to...
Okay, well, first I would actually check around. If you really want to get in it, I would check around the wheel well underneath the bumpers, because
Yeah,
sometimes
they might
people
have one
leave
of
the spare
those
keys there, or
magnetic-
even their real keys, because if they're going camping, they don't want to lose their keys camping.
Yeah. So I'm going
Okay.
to... Yeah, I'm going to lie down on the ground. Is that okay with you, Mike? Like, I know it looks like...
No. See if you can climb up onto the hood of one of the cars. Don't climb down on the. Don't lie down on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I had a really
so
bad
I'm
experience.
All right. Well, I'm actually feeling a little bit better, so I'll like stoop down and help him too. Like my wound is healed, right? Or
Your wound is for the most part healed, yes.
all right. So yeah, looking under the cars, do we find anything?
So,
Any keys?
I'm not going to make you roll for it because I think that was a very clever idea, Mike, checking the wheel wells. I think that's a very old school tactic. I know I don't put a key there because I wouldn't trust people like you stealing my goddamn car. So,
Mike,
you check it, but I will still leave it up to chance. Let's do a little plus minus.
Do that,
Alright.
Mike.
Just one die, right?
Just one person has to die, and that was Chris.
Minus. Do not find one.
So you do not find a key. Have you guys looked in the windows yet, though?
No.
No, not yet.
All right. Let me know when you do.
We look in the windows.
Perfect. So, you look through, and inches from the window, you see a man's face just sitting there.
Well, now I feel really rude that I was searching your car for keys, and you're sitting there. That's really awkward. That's really awkward.
Scared. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
hey. Knock
Weird.
on the window.
And it's Harlan Guthrie, and he says, "Guys, I'll save you. I know a guy named Joe Awesome. He can save the world." No, but you do look in, and you notice that this man's bleeding from his
turtle
neck.
bites.
Okay, so I'd bang on the window and be like, hey, you okay?
And no response.
All right, so quickly see if I can look in the other windows to see if anyone else is in there.
Back windows are tinted.
Mm.
If you'd like, you can do a perception of some sort.
No, I think what I would do is take a paddle, break the window. Well, check to see if the doors are open first.
Okay. No, the doors are not open. So
All
you
right.
grab a paddle, and which window do you break?
The rear passenger one.
Okay. The rear passenger.
Yep.
Or like the sliding door van. It's a van, right? So it's
Oh, is
like-
it? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you smash that, and it just bounces off. Come on, Mike. Try again.
All right.
I'm kidding. You smash it in epic fashion, and Justin, who's sitting there, is like, "Oh my god, that was so cool." And you look at him, and you're like, "Yeah." So the window shatters, and you immediately see a young child sitting there in one of the pilot seats.
All right. I go, hey, you okay?
She is dead.
Okay, you're not.
And as you stand there, you hear movement within the car.
Oh. All right, so again, I'll be like, is anyone else in there? Hello? Is anyone out there? Guys, I know you're out there.
So you hear some rustling around in the back seat.
All right. Well, I would probably, if I have no response, I would probably assume that it was another person is probably what I would. Okay, so again, try to clear away more of the glass using the paddle. All right.
Successful.
Then see if I can reach in and
I
unlock
played
it.
enough Project Zomboid to know that you need to clear the glass before going.
I was just thinking that.
Justin, Chris, and I have been playing this game called Project Zomboid that Tess?
Yeah.
No. Is it Tess is his name? T.
Oh,
That
T.
T. Thompson. I don't always want to say Tess. I know you do too, but I always want to say Tess. That T recommended where you climb into houses, but every time we smash a window, I always climb in, like cut myself. There's like 5 games I've died, and you have to clear the glass. Sorry, side note, but it is part of the stream, so. Sorry, you clear glass?
Yep. And see if I can just unlock it.
Yeah, so you reach
the
in
door.
to do it, and as you reach into the dark, for the 3rd time without checking, roll vitality. Roll your dexterity, sorry. No, roll vitality, because it's going to be a dodge.
Vitality. And I did not make it.
So, you feel a chomp on your arm. And as you lift up, you see a young dog, a puppy,
Yep.
biting your arm and holding on for dear life as it growls.
So again, I just take it and smash it against the side of the van.
A little puppy?
Absolutely. It's biting me. I don't even know if I'd think about it. It'd be like, ah! You know me, I'm an animal lover.
It's so cute. Okay, fine. So you smash the fucking thing, and you hear a crack. I mean, it's a puppy. It's not going to take that much to kill. And it just goes limp. However, its jaw is still locked onto you.
Yeah.
Oh. So at this point, I stand up, and I say, shit, we gotta get out of here, man. And I try to open the front door of the car.
So as you do that, you go along the other side, right? So you're on opposite sides of the car. And Justin, you pull the thing, and you hear from behind you.
And I sit around.
And you see a grizzly bear walk out from the woods.
Quick, Justin, puff up! Puff up!
And I say, back to the boat. Well, I slowly try to creep my way around back the other way, not making any sudden movements.
So it continues just walking towards you with a look in its eye like, come on.
But I've got the car in between.
No, you're on the side of the car with the bear.
Yeah, I know, that's where I'm trying to move. I'm trying to move to the other side.
So as you start moving around,
Throw him over to Mycl. Good plan, good plan.
Starts walking up to you.
Yes. And
he's maybe 2-3 feet from you now.
all right. And I hold up my paddle, my oar, and try to hobble away from it and like keep distance.
And Mike, what are you doing?
At this point, I'd be like, holy fuck, if I'm scared of the deer, the bear is like, might just give up now. No, again, I'd be like, because I just bashed the puppy, and I see Justin hobbling over with the bear, puppy's still clinched on me, can I pry the puppy off?
Definitely, but you have to snap its little neck and pull it.
Oh, you know how much I would hate that. I hate you
I'm going
sometimes.
to give you a mental oh, by the way,
I've
physical
seen
and mental
you
stress.
sit there and watch mosquitoes biting you, so that way you don't have to swat them. I don't think you can physically do this.
See, that's the thing. Like, I do think I could bash the puppy against the van because I do think that would be more of a reaction because I'd be like, ah! But I don't think I could actually snap.
So you can't throw a dead puppy at a bear to save your friend's life. Wow, Justin, this guy loves you.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think I would snap it. I think I would just try to, like, pry it.
Okay, so you try to pry it, and as you do, your fingernails kind of come loose of the teeth, and you just peel off its skin, the face, just kind of. And now you're crying and weeping into the dead puppy on your hand.
Yeah, and then I would throw it at the bear. Here, eat this. Not Justin.
Okay.
It's tender. It's
So
doggy
is Justin. So is Justin.
So, let's do this. Give me a dexterity roll for where you throw the puppy because you're so tear-filled, fucking messed up right now that you're like,
It's a puppy! And I fail miserably.
So, Justin hears you screaming and kind of crying, and he looks at you, and he looks back at the bear, who's right at him right now, and all he sees is a dead-skinned puppy just go, and the bear goes, and he jumps on Justin, and with a gaping jaw, crushes his head. And Mycl, before you
Wait, do I get at least a vitality roll to dodge out of the way?
Go for it.
All right, so
It's going to be 3 negatives with a Achilles tendon broken, with a bear. Do it.
all right, so I definitely attempt to jump out of the way.
Teddy bear picnic?
How many dice am I rolling?
Down in the woods today.
Woods today.
You're of a big surprise.
How many?
You're going to roll 1 for the dodge,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you 3 negatives.
And I'm uncoordinated, and I have a paddle in my hand.
That's why I'm going to do it. Yeah.
So 5. 5. 1 is a success. The one on the left
Yeah.
is my success. So I jump out of the way. Wow. Okay, 1 fail.
No, that would be 1. That would be 3 fails. Because you
Fail
have a
to cancel.
positive 5. You have a positive 5.
Oh, I
Which
see.
is canceled out by the negative 5. Then you have
Right.
3 fails. So, as this music echoes through your head, Justin, you feel the bear's jaw crunching the bones in your skull, and your eyes pop between its fangs, and Mycl just stares at you screaming as his friend is devoured before him. And the fucked up thing is, the bear bites you, snaps your neck, crushes your skull, and then drops it, and then looks at Mycl with blood dripping from its jaw.
And
It's a bear.
Mycl climbs into the van and closes the door.
Okay. So you climb into the van through the broken window?
No, because the door, I can open the door.
Right, so just the broken window's there. Okay,
Yeah.
so...
And that way I can poke it.
Okay, so the bear walks around.
Put in
maybe-
the cigarette lighter and maybe burn it a little.
That's right, I'll push in the cigarette thing. Which
Um,
no one has anymore because it's all just power chargers.
So you climb into the van, and the bear comes around woo, and starts trying to fit its massive head in between the glass that's broken. Woo, and it gets about a foot in with its long snout, but you still have.
And every time it does, I'll just kick at it.
A little poor baby bear.
Yes, that just snapped Justin and.
Yeah, Justin's fucking dead.
Is that a trauma? Would that be a trauma for me?
Yeah.
Should I write that
Bring
down?
down no head. Okay, so the bear is
Yep, I just keep kicking at it every time it comes in. Try to use the bottom of my foot to just keep hitting it right on the snout.
Okay, so you continue doing that, and it starts rocking the van.
What, like a little black bear?
No, it's a grizzly.
Where do we have grizzlies in
You didn't even get to that part.
Alright. I will take that shaking, and I will be looking around the van to see if there's anything I can use.
Okay, so you look around the van, you see the dead girl that you've kind of just pushed aside, and she's on the floor. It's horrific.
Well, again, that doesn't really bug me because she's dead.
Well, that's
It's too late
yeah.
now. I really care about the puppy, but you know what? She's dead. It's good.
You gotta break a few eggs. So you're looking around the car, and no, there's a coloring book. I mean, it's a pretty family-ish van.
So can I use the coloring book and roll it up and be like, bad bear, bad bear.
I'm not gonna do that.
Sure, there's nothing to use, eh?
Well, I mean, there is, but you gotta be creative.
Yep. Okay. So again, I am going to try to, and again, it'd be, so frickin' hard. Can the seatbelt stretch across the window.
I mean, it could, but it wouldn't clip in anywhere.
No, that's fine.
Uh,
Okay, so the bear is shaking.
The front passenger seat belt could stretch, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to be trying to do, is stretch the seatbelt across so that the next time the bear looks in, I can try to pull it back across to trap the head with the seatbelt.
Okay. I don't.
But
I mean,
you know what? It's
try
a grizzly bear, so there's no way.
I was gonna say, I think it would just go like boom and slip out.
Yeah, there's no way I'd have the strength to do that.
But you could try it.
No, I'm not even going to try it.
You should take some of the ants out of your bum and throw it.
Did more
Yeah.
squats.
I think at this point I'm going to cover the hole in the glass with the bodies. Is basically what I'm going to do. I would actually, oddly enough, I would try to probably use the father over the daughter.
It would be tougher to get from the front seat.
It would be. But I still feel like for some reason I would try that rather than using the daughter, because I feel like even in death, I would prefer that someone use my body over my daughter's.
That's your call. Let's do a strength roll then.
All right.
I'm going to do one positive, one negative.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This goes against my pragmatic feature, but I feel like I still would try to use the father over the child.
Sure.
Can you not drive the car?
Oh, I might be able to. I haven't even thought of that, but I won't think of that because I didn't.
That makes sense.
I said it's
It does.
That's a success, but give me a negative for... Well...
No, you didn't call it earlier, so... No. Yeah,
excuse me? Give me a negative.
They cancel each other out.
That's fine. No, I'll say that's a success, because I can't think... I mean, you're not going in the direction of the bear, so there probably wouldn't be a negative. So, okay, so you pull the guy from the front seat in, like, the strongest adrenaline-filled motion you've ever done before. Yeah.
And I'm just kind of shoving him against... Like, obviously I couldn't stand him up or anything. I would just put him by the door.
Okay.
And then, again, look around anything in the van that I could use again, because maybe now that he's gone, I can look at other things. So, again, do I notice if keys are in the ignition or anything?
There are keys.
Because, not that I would think... Because I didn't think of looking for keys.
Yes.
But as I'm looking for stuff, do I go, oh, fuck, yeah, keys.
There are keys in the ignition, yes.
Oh, all right. Well, then let me try to start it.
Okay, so you push the guy at the bear, and the bear's kind of like... and realizes it's dead, but still kind of gets momentarily distracted. And you climb and clamber into the front seat, and you see through the windshield Justin's dead body and like a bloody halo where his head once was, just spewing blood. And the keys are in the kitchen, and you turn it, and...
Yep, that's okay. I would have to take a moment to... I wouldn't be able to drive yet, because I'd just be like looking at Justin's body and...
Because you'd have to drive over it, too.
Well, I don't even know if I could yet, because I'd still be taking in the whole, like...
Mental stress?
The mental stress. Yeah, I'll give myself a mental stress. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give myself 2.
Sure.
Because I feel like watching Justin die and then, again, taking the second look at his missing head would probably stress me out a little bit.
Yeah, normally when people lose their heads, I get pretty stressed out, too.
Don't lose your head, man.
Yeah, it's probably why they have that saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not really about you, it's about stressing me out.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so what do you want to do, bro?
Put it in neutral, let the bear push me into the water. Okay, so while the bear is distracted with the body, can I go out the other door?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like, you go at the driver's side, because he's...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Do it, yeah.
I will, I'll do that. I'll go at the driver's side and just try to make a run for
You
it.
pop open the door, and you get it, and you get out.
All right.
And you're standing next to Justin's feet.
Yep, and I'll try to make a run for it as I have a little vomit in my mouth.
Okay, so you start running, and The bear doesn't notice you at first, and then it does. Where do you want to run? Out to the road? To the other car?
I would be going to the road because I'd be trying to run the clearest path.
Okay. I'm going to do a plus minus. I'm going to say plus he notices you, or I'm going to say minus he notices you, plus you get a nice clean break from him. And, he's just blinded by the bear.
And I will roll again, apparently.
Yes.
Blinded by the bear.
And I'm being mauled.
So no, he does see you. And as you start sprinting across the parking lot, the bear just and starts barreling down on you. And
barreling?
Barreling! And I hate to say it, you can roll a dodge if you want.
No! I'm going to turn quickly and do a Captain Kirk intergalactic judo flip.
Do it! I want to see you succeed.
Good call. Just when I thought there was no way out of that.
I know.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So
why didn't I think of that with the moose?
I'm going to roll 2 positives.
Give me 2 positives and 3 negatives.
3 negatives because it's a freaking grizzly bear.
Because it's a bear, it hates you, and it's a bear. Okay.
Oh my god.
That was okay, but no. Oh,
it's still a failure.
So cool. Yes. The 6s and the 4s cancel out, but you still have 1 negative.
Yeah.
And no successes. So, do you want to describe it?
What? You mean I couldn't intergalactic judo flip a grizzly?
Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to?
Okay, so I'm running. And I'm just not even looking back. I'm not trying to intergalactic judo flip this bear. I'm just trying to run, and I turn just to take a look if it's still following me, and as I turn, the big claw just comes, taking my jaw clean off my face.
Oh.
My whole body flips into a tree, and it slumps lifeless to the ground.
That's it. You have just experienced the end of the world. Gaia's revenge style, or Gaia's revenge, however you say it. Gaia. We played this adventure today where all natural world decides to fuck humans.
And go up their buttholes.
Goes up their buttholes. Just so you know, I wasn't being mean about the ants going up your butt. Well, the butthole thing was kind of mine, but there is an ant
really?
swarm.
That's shocking.
I know. And you're lucky cows didn't come into it, because they would have been pretty mean too. And baboons and shit.
That would have just been utterly ridiculous.
Here's the puppy. It literally has the puppy.
Oh.
Well, I wanted, as weird as it seems, I did want to incorporate as much as the scenario suggested so that we can get a good taste of it. But before I go into the last 5 minutes talking about the Invictus stream, I want to do one quick round of applause for our fantastic players! Chris, Justin, and Michael, you guys did a fantastic job tonight. Everybody watching at, whether you're watching on YouTube or joining our Facebook group and joining the hilarious conversation, posting pictures, and all the really cool people that are on Facebook, you guys are hilarious, and give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thank you so much for being with us. Tonight was a blast, and I got to say I'm a huge fan of these series of books. I'm a huge fan of The End of the World, and we're going to do lots more of them, especially from The Wrath of the Gods, and when the when the Robot Revolution and the Alien whatever it's called come out, we're going to be playing lots of these. So
yes, that's
nice.
right. And I would like to say thank you very much for a job well done by our wonderful GM Harlan, who really outdid himself this time.
Stop.
I gotta say, this scenario, zombie apocalypse. I mean, I feel like we've all been there. We all think like, okay, what would I do in this situation if it was a zombie apocalypse? But I have very seldom sat myself down and thought, okay, Justin, if animals started turning on me right now, what would I do? If I was camping and animals started turning on me, I had no idea what to do in this scenario, and I found it very engaging. So thank you very much, Harlan.
Hey, thank you guys for playing, and I think that was kind of half the fun of it, and I'm excited to look at some of these other scenarios. Now, a quick word to the end of the world for those interested in buying it. And actually, before I do that, I do want to mention I'm freaking hilarious because when I wrote up my little scenarios, which were only titles, by the way, I made some pretty funny jokes. Look, ants in the pants, wolves at the door, turtle power. Help is on the way. Plain old crash. The family dog. The right to bear arms. Get it?
Oh.
That's some pretty good ones going on here. And then I got the deer one too.
It's like I had no plot because
No
I
plot. I just
spent
had
so
these
much time coming up with these titles.
Wow, those titles is what makes it. But look, okay. In all fairness,
so good.
We with the turtles, they attacked it, right? This is what I have written down. Turtles. See, back in the canoes, you feel the turtles below the boat, bumping it, snapping, taking chunks out of you in the water. See, so I pretty much that's what happened.
Yeah, right. No, you did a good job. It was just
so again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think we had a lot of fun playing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we all had a lot of fun doing it.
It was challenging. It was challenging thinking about, even do I argue with Chris over him going on his own? Do I not? But it would make sense to me.
Well, the one thing, and what I want to do real quick, we have a few minutes left, is I want to talk about this book. And one of the things I like and kind of dislike about it. So one of the things I really like, especially in comparison to what we've also seen, and you guys have all seen us run Zombie Apocalypse, and now you've seen us run Wrath of the Gods. One of the things I like about Zombie Apocalypse is they're extremely accessible. People know them. People know zombies. We know zombies. And I know a few people have mentioned that I don't kill players enough in the games when we play the Zombie Apocalypse. But I also think that's because of these guys' choices. When you're fighting a swarm of zombies, it's different. I think zombies are, for the most part, their fear is in their numbers. That's really the threat of zombies. They're not tough to take on one by one. When you look at something like Wrath of the Gods, it's entirely different. And one of the fallbacks I kind of feel this book has... Now, I want to start off by saying to any Fantasy Flight people that are watching, it is a good game. I like it a lot. And I will continue buying the books, and we will continue playing them. However, I do think it's important to know where a few of these kind of fall flat. I find this one is a little less accessible. And as I was saying to these guys before we played it, the problem with this book is the scenarios and the circumstances behind them are so broad. I mean, one of them in here is Cthulhu, as we talked about. It's basically Cthulhu. And there's a whole role-playing system dedicated to Cthulhu. You know what I mean? Like, to have only one scenario for someone as big and grandiose with such a rich history as Cthulhu, as only one scenario in a book like this, doesn't really work. This scenario worked. There's a few other scenarios in here that I think would work, but for the most part, I think this game is just... The theme that this one provided, Wrath of the Gods, to me, doesn't fit this role-playing system as well. I think it needs a more narrative-driven, it needs a story written, and I think it needs to be actual characters, not ourselves. Because I think, like I know we were talking about before this, and Mike said, you could write a scenario where these guys are the chosen ones, and the gods come down and kind of select them. And that works if you're making a story. But if you're playing Justin, Chris, and Michael from Ontario, Canada, why the fuck are the gods coming to pick those three guys out of nowhere? And again, it works. I mean,
maybe Chris. Maybe Chris.
Maybe Chris. Because of his awesome dexterity rolls. But either way, just a quick word to that. If you do not
Because they like the
this,
Jetta.
Yeah. If you do not have this role-playing system, I still highly recommend it. I know Bob and Aisha now own this, or maybe just Bob. I don't know, maybe you only want it yourself. But I know you guys own this, and I own it as well, and I do like it a lot. I think a lot of the little things are so great. As I said at the beginning, I love the fact that it looks so freaking similar. This one's just got that biohazard symbol, and this one's got like a cool made-up like god symbol. Other than that, they're like identical minus the color. I love that aspect of it. So I think they're really cool systems. They require a little more story for the Wrath of the God one. Out of the two, Zombie Apocalypse is a little better. However, Wrath of the God offers more if you want to do more with it. So it's really just how you want to play. For a pick-up and play, I'd recommend Zombie. For a sit-down, I want to do a couple games, Wrath of the Gods is definitely the way to go. So that's all I want to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. One big last round of applause. Yes, Brother Malachi did mention that they translated it from the Spanish series. I did know that as well, and that's why they're probably only going to make the 4. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Generally, Fantasy Flight games I like a lot. I love the fact that they put a lot of quality into the books. That's what I love most of all. But anyway, you guys got anything else to say? Chris? Justin?
What are we doing next week?
Next week? Oh, yes. Next week we have Mikey. Tell us what you got for us, Michael.
Well, we are going to go back to Chris's the D&D 5th edition. We're going to do a little bit of a, even though it's a one-shot game that we did, we're going to do a continuation of the one-shot game because I like Chris and his little Zeger ganger.
Grim and Gremlin.
Grim and Gremlin. Also enjoyed the little halfling cleric. Played by Justin.
Milo Finnegan's his name. Milo Finnegan.
Yeah. Yes. Again, you guys have seen they're great characters, so I want to bring them back. And this time, Dougal, scared off by the rust monster, does not want to adventure anymore, so they pick up a new friend along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm playing yet, so you're going to surprise me with that.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it, go back, check it out. It was a fun one-shot.
I was going to say, yeah, if you haven't seen what we're talking about, there was a D&D we did a few weeks ago. I'll post the link in the future video for next week. So you can watch it and catch up on the story, because I'm guessing the story probably will be relatively important to find out.
No.
No, you can
I just really like the
it.
characters. I just really like them playing the characters the way they did.
Good.
That's
well,
what to do with it.
Good. So that's what we're doing next week. So come back for D&D 5th edition, a little bit of dungeon crawling and some adventure. We're probably doing that for either 1 or 2 weeks. We might do another Running Dead depending on what time permits and what we have. But what I do want to say is that August 19th, come back here, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we are starting Call of Cthulhu. This is where the ominous sound goes. The epic role-playing game by Chaosium. We are look at all these fucking evil faces. I have handcrafted this campaign to follow these investigators through some trials and tribulations that you're going to want to see. So come back and join us August 19th. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great night, and as Chris likes to say,
See you around the table.
good night, guys. Have a good one.